Utah Valley is coming off a tough series loss last weekend at home. They look to get back on track tonight as they welcome first place New Mexico State, the WAC favorite. It's the Aggies and the Wolverines next on UVU TV. Welcome into UCCU Ballpark as the Wolverines get ready to take on New Mexico State, first place in the WAC. And Ryan, tonight the Wolverines trying to get those bats going.
And right now it's been a constant struggle for Utah Valley to hit the ball consistently. We have seen at times this year where Utah Valley's been able to open up the offense. On Friday night they did that, 10 running Chicago State. They got to find a way that would be more consistent.
One of those guys that has been swinging the bat well is Alexander Marco.
And this is what you're looking for if you're Utah Valley. Alexander Marco's done a little bit of it all this year for the Wolverines. 6 home runs, has knocked in 28 runs, 11 doubles, hitting .338. This is the kind of middle of the order production the Wolverines need tonight, especially if they're going to win.
And speaking of the middle of the order, New Mexico State has just some monsters, 3, 4, and 5.
This is a series where if you're Utah Valley, you're going to have to score some runs because we're seeing it right there. Nick Gonzalez, Tristan Carranza, and then Tristan Peterson. These guys can swing the bats. I don't remember seeing a middle part of the lineup that can swing it like these guys. You can see it right there. Gonzalez hitting over 400 with 12 home runs. Here you got the middle part there with 14 home runs, and they're doing it all over the place. This is going to be a big test tonight for Jake Carr and that Utah Valley pitching staff.
Indeed it will. So we will take a break and come back with the first pitch after this.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler?
I'm just not sure which one to get.
Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too.
Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Back here at UCCU Ballpark as Utah Valley getting set to take the field. A tough series ahead, no doubt, as you see each club's records. New Mexico State is in first place. They are tied with Sacramento State and UT Rio Grande Valley. As you see the Wolverines there gathering in foul territory, getting ready to take the field. We'll take a look at the starting lineup now, Ryan.
Yeah, let's take a look at the lineup first for the visiting New Mexico State Aggies, and you take a look at that middle part. We talked about it. We forgot to mention the top 2 hitters. Logan Buttrell hitting 407, Joey Ortiz hitting 433. Then you get into that middle part of the lineup with Nick Gonzalez, Tristan Carranza, and then Tristan Peterson. It will be Logan Ennis, the right fielder, hitting in the 6th spot, and then you get to the 7th spot here, Jordan. You got Eric Mingus, and you close out the lineup with Braden Williams and then Kevin Jimenez for New Mexico State. A tough lineup tonight, definitely for sure, as we see the Wolverines behind you just about ready to take the field. And tonight's starting pitcher will be Jake Carr. And Jake Carr on the year, a 2-7 record for the right-hander with an 8.57 ERA. He's gone 48 innings. He's gone deep into ball games for Utah Valley on the year. The biggest thing hurting Jake Carr at times this year, Jordan, has been when he's missed with that fastball up. And this is not a lineup, if you're Jake Carr tonight, Jordan, that you can miss with that fastball up.
Indeed. We last saw Jake Carr last Friday night. He went up against Chicago State. He pitched pretty well, though the numbers are kind of mixed on that. He went 7 1/3 innings. He gave up 6 runs, but he had a career high 11 strikeouts, a game in which the Wolverines won. So as you see him take his warm-up tosses, it is a tall order for the right-hander tonight against this hot-hitting New Mexico State team. As you see Logan Buttrell there in the on-deck circle getting ready to lead things off. It'll be a little tough for hitters early on as that ball coming out of the sunshine into the shade in the hitter's area on a beautiful Thursday night. We have had some cold ones here this season, but tonight it is picture perfect.
Boy, and it's one of those days you get into mid-April here in Utah, and the weather can still be a little dicey, but boy, just the whole day and the weekend, Jordan, almost looking perfect. Shouldn't say the weekend because it's Thursday, but it's just looking to be a nice opportunity here to get some good games in over the series right here. And let's take a look at the defense here behind Jake Carr tonight for Utah Valley. Ryan Eastburn will come out into left field tonight. In center, it will be Michael Beltran with Alexander Marco in right. Paul Estrada at third, Trevor Howell at short, Cody Hall at second, Payson Hayes at first, and Drew Sims behind the plate. And of course, we talked about Jake Carr on the mound right here. And Jordan, you got to kind of limit the damage against this New Mexico State club. They're going to be able to swing the sticks tonight, so we'll see what Jake Carr and the Wolverines can do.
Indeed, and it's an important first inning for Jake Carr because Utah Valley does not want to fall behind. The Wolverines this season are 1-21 when the opponent scores first. That is just an astonishing statistic. So we're ready to go. Carr winds and fires. First pitch fastball misses outside for ball 1. The game time temperature 64 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. First pitch at 6:08, so just a couple minutes late. Carr with the 1-0, a fastball. That one catches the outside corner. Dwayne Finley is the home plate umpire tonight. Bob Williams is at first base, and John Flanagan is at third. The off-speed pitch, a change-up missing, and it's 2-1. Well, we welcome you if you're watching on UVU TV or listening on GoUVU.com. We have the simulcast tonight. Wolverines in the home whites, the 2-1. Swung on and fouled back. And it's 2-2. Buttrell hitting .407 on the year. 18 runs batted in, no homers. The outfield deep and straight away for Utah Valley. A left-handed hitter. The 2-2 from Carr. A swing and a foul. So early on, Carr mixing in the breaking stuff, as we saw there.
And this is a really important start here for Utah Valley. Jordan, just from a perspective of getting off to a good start momentum-wise here, it's obviously a big series and a lot can happen, but for Utah Valley, this is one of those swing series here.
There's a swing, and that's lifted into deep left. Eastburn going back, but it's over his head. Heading into second is Buttrell. He will stop there with a leadoff double. And I don't know if Eastburn was ever going to get to that ball, but he did take an interesting route to it. We haven't seen a ton of Eastburn in left field this year.
And even last year when we saw a little bit more of him in the outfield, as we see a replay here as Butrell just runs out of the box hard, and that was going to be an easy stand-up double. And it's hard as a corner outfielder, Jordan, because the ball cuts differently depending if you're playing left or right field. That's a tough adjustment to make, and much less to try to make it in the middle of your senior campaign. And the other thing you have to remember too right now, he is battling left field, so he's got a whole nother kind of an extra problem to deal with for the next hour or so.
First pitch breaking ball is in the dirt to Ortiz, ball one. Joseph Ortiz, the junior, hitting .433. 7 home runs, 63 RBIs. New Mexico State right away, threatening. No score, top of the first, a man on, nobody out. Hall trying to keep that runner close at second. The 1-0. Misses low and away, another breaking ball from Carr. And now he's fallen behind 2-0 to Ortiz. Meanwhile, Nick Gonzalez looms on deck.
This is the tough part, navigating this lineup. I don't think that there's a spot. I don't think there's one favorable spot in this lineup for an opposing pitcher. I think it's just kind of pick your poison.
The 2-0. There's a strike. An off-speed pitch again on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. That's a good 2-0 pitch from Carr. He didn't just pour one right down the middle. Ortiz with, as I mentioned, 7 big flies. Could send one out of here. The ball will carry tonight in the warm temperature. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses up high. And now it's 3-1. So if you're Joseph Ortiz, you can sit dead red, meaning you can look for a fastball wherever your sweet spot is, whether it's middle in or whatnot. You can look to drive one. Petrell at second. He led this game off with a double. The 3-1 from Carr. Fastball catches the inside corner and the count runs full. That's a great 3-1 pitch from Jake Carr right on the corner. Carr taking a deep breath now, on top. Sims drops the sign. Here comes the payoff pitch to Ortiz. Fastball called strike 3. Right at the knees, and a huge first out for Carr.
And that's when Jake Carr this year, Jordan, has been at his best. You go back to some of those moments. Right there is right where he wants to live. Drew Sims frames the pitch perfectly and brings that up. That's ball 4, but watch right here at the end. Look where that pitch ends up in the glove of Drew Sims. That's what having a great defensive catcher is, and that's right where Jake Carr needs to live, right there and on the corners tonight.
Here is Nick Gonzalez, still a man in scoring position with 1 out. First pitch fastball right there for a called strike. And you said it perfectly, Ryan. Sims is such a terrific receiver behind the plate, making those balls look better than they actually are. And that may have been a strike either way, but he made it look like it was a strike for sure. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, a slider misses inside. It's 1-1. Gonzalez hitting .454. I'll say that again. .454 on the year. 12 homers, 58 RBIs. New Mexico State leads the nation in batting average, team batting average at .366. They lead a cadre of other categories as well. Now Carr steps off. Petrell has tremendous speed at second. Any kind of base hit he would score, especially with the outfield playing so deep right now for the Wolverines. Here's the 1-1. And a ball misses outside. Fastball from Carr, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez.
This is the situation, Jordan, where it gets tough, because in a normal, maybe a little bit different situation here with a team that doesn't hit the ball as well as New Mexico State, you could easily there just kind of just kind of pitch around Nick Gonzalez in this spot with first base open, but because the hitters behind Gonzalez are such good hitters, it really makes Jake Carr where it's kind of pitch here and later.
It's a pick your poison type of situation as Gonzalez fouls this one back, and the count's even at 2-2. So Carr has thrown 16 pitches this inning, just one out. And these are stressful pitches with a man in scoring position. And look, Utah Valley, it's no secret to them. They know that they've had a tough time when opponents have scored first. So that adds some pressure if you're the right-hander on the mound. You try not to think about it. You don't want to play from behind, though. The 2-2, a swing and a fly ball, shallow center field. Coming in is Beltran. He will make the catch. Staying put at second is Betrell as the throw comes into the cutoff man. And there are two away. What a nice job by Jake Carr there to get Gonzalez.
Batting fourth for New Mexico State, number 5, left fielder Tristan
Well,
Carranza.
you're not out of the woods. Here is Tristan Carranza, the senior, hitting .358. He is tied for the lead in home runs on this club with 14. Betrell stands at second. He doubled to lead off this inning, as you see Carranza's numbers there. Righty versus righty. Carr taking his time. Here it comes. First pitch in there for a called strike. That was a breaking ball from Carr. First pitch to Carranza, who looked to be taking all the way, standing straight up in that batter's box, almost with the bat on his shoulder.
One of the interesting things is Jake Carr usually is a moderate to quick worker on the mound. He's slowing it down tonight. Maybe going to take a little more time in between pitches. That might allow him just a little more thought before maybe making a mistake up in the strike zone.
One strike curveball misses inside, and the count's even at 1-1. Carranza hitting .286 with 2 outs in the inning this season. It's game 1 of this 3-game series. Easter weekend here in Orem. 1 man on, 2 men out. Carr checks the runner. Now the 1-1. A swing and a chopper foul on the third base side, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was another off-speed pitch from Carr. He has really relied on the breaking stuff in this first inning, which is somewhat unusual. You usually would see guys pitch off the fastball, especially the first time through the order, but this isn't just any other order. New Mexico State obviously swinging the bat so well this season, trying to keep them off balance. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Jake Carr. Fastball, strike 3 called, got him looking. Carranza knew it. That's a tremendous job by Carr after giving up the lead-off double as you take a look at this strikeout to end the first. Just a fastball that froze him right there on the outside corner. 1 hit, 1 left, no runs. 0-0 as we head to the last of the first.
I hate math. I can't count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it. Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You gotta come and see us in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
New Mexico State 0, Utah Valley coming up here in the last of the first inning.
And we'll go ahead and take a look at the lineup for Utah Valley. Trevor Howell back in the leadoff spot. We've seen him down in the 9 spot, but is swinging a hot bat lately. He'll move up to the 1 spot. Michael Beltran in center field, followed by Ryan Eastburn and Alexander Marco. Payson Hayes at first base, hitting 6th. Mick Madsen will DH. Paul Estrada hits 7th. Drew Sims 8th, and then Cody Hall will round out the order and bat 9th. Right here, New Mexico State is going to throw the right-hander Brock Whittlesey at the Wolverines tonight. Whittlesey, a senior with a 4-1 record, making his 9th start of the year. He's got a 5.06 ERA. He's gone 48 innings so far this year, giving up 27 earned runs, 18 walks to 49 strikeouts. The right-hander Whittlesey going to be a tough one, but might be out of the starters at least for the series. This is the starter for for New Mexico State that's gotten a little bit roughed up at times. So we'll see if Utah Valley, after a great pitching performance in the top of the first from Jake Carr, maybe can get some run support behind him here with Trevor Howell.
Yeah, Whittlesey coming off a rough outing last weekend at Northern Colorado as Howell takes a ball up high. He went 5 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of which were earned. So he's looking to get back on track tonight. Howell has finally got the bat going. He struggled so mightily earlier this season. A ball misses down and away, and it's 2-0.
And we've seen Trevor Howell over the last 3 or 4 years, and I've just never seen him. I've seen him have maybe a rough patch or so for a weekend or something, but just not to the point where it was at the beginning of the year for Utah Valley.
Indeed, a fastball misses inside, and it's 3-0 to Howell. He is seeing the ball much better. Utah Valley coming off a loss on Tuesday night up at Utah. Whittlesey from the windup, he kicks and fires. Fastball right there on the inside corner at 88 miles an hour. And it's 3-1. No score, last of the first inning. Jake Carr gave up a leadoff double back in the first, but he worked around it. Retired the next 3 men he faced. The 3-1 to Howell. Misses down low, ball 4. Dwayne Finley flinched there. Howell thought maybe that's strike 3, but a leadoff man on for Utah Valley.
And I wasn't sure. I thought that was going to go either way, and when Howell kind of stopped in the box, I was kind of expecting him to get rung up there, but a nice opportunity here for Utah Valley with the runner on base.
So here's Michael Beltran hitting .329, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. So right away, the Wolverines put Whittlesey into his stretch. Howell at first base. He has stolen 3 bags this year. He has not been caught. Here it comes to Beltran. First pitch breaking ball in there on the inside corner, strike 1. Everybody medium deep and straight away for New Mexico State in the outfield. Mingus about even with the bag at third. Howell with a short lead. The 1-strike offering from Whittlesey. Taking a long time, and now Beltran wants time. Eastburn is on deck. A left-handed hitter. Here comes the 0-1. A swing and a fly ball into right center field. Ennis going back. He makes the grab. So Beltran hits it fairly well, but there's one away.
Batting third for the Wolverines, number 19.
And this is where it's going to be interesting to see here for the next little while. You have that here right now. We'll actually take a look at the defense here. Kind of see what I'm talking about here. You have that shadow. It's going to cause some problems for hitters. Tristan Carranza in left field. Butrell in center. Ennis in right. Mingus at third. Ortiz at short. Gonzalez and Peterson on the right side of the infield as they'll throw over. And diving back safely is Trevor Howell. Behind the plate and catching will be Braden Williams with Whittlesey on the mound.
So here's Eastburn, the only left-handed batter in Utah Valley's lineup. He is hitting .351. He was injured for much of this year and has come back strong. Howell with his lead at first. Here it comes. Breaking ball On the outside corner, strike one. Whittlesey does not work quickly with runners on base. Very deliberate, just as Carr was in the top of the first. Howell led this inning off with a walk. The wind lazily blowing out towards center field at the moment. Now a throw over to first. Howell back in diving. We mentioned New Mexico State tied for first place with Sacramento State and UT Rio Grande Valley in the WAC standings. We'll keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard throughout the night. Utah Valley, they're tied for 5th place right now. It was a bad series loss last weekend to Chicago State, dropping 2 of 3 to the Cougars. A fastball misses outside, and it's 1-1 to Eastburn. The Wolverines have struggled to win at home this season. They've just won 2 games here at UCCU Ballpark.
And that's the tough part. I mean, you have to really, in a conference as competitive as the WAC has been the last couple of seasons, you have to win at home, and then you have to go steal a couple on the road. When I mean win at home, you have to win series at home.
The 1-1 is swung on and lifted into left. Coming on is Carranza. He puts it away. He fires into first wildly. Nice job by Peterson to pick it over there. And there are 2 down.
For the Wolverines, number 3, right fielder.
Carranza made that play look easy, but battling the sun out there as it sets behind the first base grandstand, that is not an easy play in the early innings.
You'll see that until we get probably another hour into that play. And a nice play by Carranza. I don't necessarily agree with the throw to first, but a nice job there to come up with that play there. You keep Howell close to the bag, and now you're in the position, if you're Whittlesey, Jordan, you're facing Alexander Marco, one of the best hitters in this Utah Valley lineup, but you're facing him with a guy on first instead of a guy in scoring position.
The pitch to Marco is a fastball that catches the outside corner. Strike one. You mentioned Marco, Utah Valley, their best hitter this season. He is hitting .338. That is second in average, just behind Eastburn, who's had much fewer at-bats. The cleanup man for Utah Valley has 6 homers and 28 RBIs. He leads both those categories. The 1-strike offering from Whittlesey, trying to work around the leadoff walk. Here it comes. There goes Howell. The ball misses up high. The throw down to second is in time. They got Howell. So not a great throw from Williams, that is, but they get him anyway. The Wolverines waste a leadoff walk. No score as we head to the 2nd inning in Orem.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Eyes on me! I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garf Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garf Volkswagen.
We hear you.
Second inning, no score, Utah Valley and New Mexico State. As you see the Aggies in the first base dugout as Carr concludes his warm-up tosses. It'll be Peterson, Ennis, and Mingus due up for NMSU. Well, Carr lived a little dangerously in the first inning. He gave up a leadoff double, but then got the next 3 men on 2 strikeouts as well.
The thing is with Jay Carr, you look at that line, his line for the year, and he's pitched better than that line really is going to indicate. Unfortunately, the big innings this year for him has just all kind of came at once, and that's tough as a pitcher when you have that big inning. He's also, I think, been kept in longer in ball games than normal. If you had a bullpen that had pitched a little bit better, he may not have had to stay in as late.
A ball and a strike to Peterson. The junior hitting 389, I beg your pardon. The 1-1 is swung on and lifted high into right field. Marco going back in front of the track. He will make the grab, and there is one away. Well, you see right there that the ball is going to carry tonight, and in combination with the short porch, just 312 down that right field line, we could see some offense. That ball was not hit hard at all. Lifted off the end of the bat, but Marco was right there on the edge of the track. So here is Logan Ennis. A left-handed hitter, the pitch to him. First pitch breaking ball in there for a called strike. So Carr pitching them backwards, as they say, not pitching off that first pitch fastball, rather going to the breaking stuff. The 0-1. Change up right there on the outside corner. For the most part, Carr his command has been there. He's not missed with a lot of balls down the middle of the plate early on here. The 2-strike pitch. Fastball misses high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ennis. Ennis hitting 289, 2 home runs, 33 men batted home. Carr from the windup. The 1-2 is swung on and fouled back to the screen. A fastball there that Ennis spoils.
I think it's really important for Jake Carr tonight to make sure he stays ahead in counts. If he can be in the favor in the count, it's going to open up a lot more of what Jake Carr can do.
The 1-2 is chopped to first. Hayes backhands it. He'll underhand to Carr covering, and they're 2 down. That's a very nice play by Payson Hayes. He has not had, career-wise, a ton of starts at first base. And that was not an easy play. That was sharply hit.
Especially when it's one thing if you're, a 3 or a 4 year starter there, but to field that in between hop right there, and then to understand you have to hit Carr in motion going to first base. Boy, I tell you, it's just one of those plays that you just kind of see the development coming from year 1 to 2.
Eric Mingus takes a strike on the outside corner. The Aggie third baseman, a senior, hitting 379. Base is empty, 2 outs in the top of the second, no score. The pitch, a fastball comes inside, and it's 1-1. This New Mexico State club, we talk about how good offensively they are. They're first in hits with 437 of them. The 1-1 in there at the knees, and it's 1-2. They're first in on-base percentage with an on-base percentage of .481. They're first in runs scored. They're first in scoring. They are first in slugging percentage. It just goes on and on. That's in the nation. The 1-2 pitch. Mingus takes one way outside. It caroms off of Sims, a breaking ball that got away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you talk about having an offense that's just that loaded and that good. What's that do for your pitching staff? Your pitching staff then doesn't have to be top-notch in order to win ball games. If you get it, then awesome. But if you can get a pitching staff that gets you somewhere between 3 or 4 runs a ball game, maybe 5 occasionally given up, you're going to stay in there more games than not, and you're going to get victories.
Carr thought the 2-2 was right there on the corner. Ball 3, says Dwayne Finley, as that one misses down and away. So full count to Mingus. Yeah, if you get leads in games, your pitching can be much more aggressive. You can pound the strike zone. You're not worried about giving up a big home run or a big hit that could possibly tie or give the other club the lead. It gives you some leeway.
Yeah, and that's just something to really think about here. If you're New Mexico State, you have an opportunity here just to kind of settle in and try to see it. It takes some of the pressure off in those kind of clutch situations where if you don't get the big hit, you're still in the ballgame.
3-2's chopped foul. Look out. That went into the Wolverine dugout. As you see everybody up on the railing. Nobody in the coats, no parkas in the dugout. It's actually baseball weather tonight. A swing and a pop-up hooking foul down the left field line. You see Eastburn giving chase. So a good at bat here from Eric Mingus, battling. 2 outs, bases empty, no score. Should Mingus reach, it would be Braden Williams. It's unbelievable looking at this lineup. The only guys batting under 300 for New Mexico State are the 8 and 9 hitters. And one of them is batting 296. 3-2 misses inside, a fastball from Carr. His first walk of the game, and there's a 2-out base runner for New Mexico State. So a good at bat for Mingus. Really made Carr work. He'll head back into his stretch.
Number 11, the catcher, Braden.
And the biggest thing here, Jordan, you take a look at how many pitches Jake Carr's already at. Pitch number 39 will be coming here to Williams. And if you're New Mexico State, if you're patient like this, you're going to make Jake Carr throw some pitches. You're going to get into that Utah Valley bullpen. So a little more pressure on Jake Carr, maybe to hit his spots, just a little more clear to try to get some quicker outs maybe so you can stay in the ballgame longer.
Yeah, this New Mexico State lineup, very patient. Another left-handed hitter up there. One of 3 in the lineup tonight for the Aggies. Hayes holding on the runner at first. That opens up a big hole on the right side. The pitch, a swing and a line drive base hit up the middle. Beltran gloves it. Heading to second and stopping there is Mingus, and there are 2 men on with 2 men out. And right as I mentioned, being patient, Williams swings at the first pitch, lining it up the middle. So the Aggies threatening.
Now batting for New Mexico State, number 31.
Just a pitch right over the middle of the plate, and those are the pitches you have to be careful if you're Jake Carr with this kind of a lineup and the way the ball's going to carry tonight. Jordan, the tough part is you have to throw strikes as a pitcher, but you have to throw calculated strikes. Really, you kind of like those corners where there's not much the hitter can do with it. The more you get up into the middle part of the plate, the more dangerous that pitch is going to be as a pitcher.
The designated hitter, Kevin Jimenez, digs in. The fastball misses outside for ball 1. Carr taking a big breath on the mound. Fixing the cap as you see Jimenez, his numbers, 296 on the year. He's had just 27 at-bats, though. This will just be the 8th game he has started, Jimenez. The 1-0 pitch coming to him. Fastball misses outside quickly, 2-0. And this is a guy that you want to attack. Has not had a ton of at-bats. The top of the order, Betrell, is on deck. 0-0 our score. 2 men on, 2 men out in the second inning. Carr retired the first 2 men he faced in this inning, but has since walked a man and given up a single. The 2-0 to Jimenez. There's a fastball poured in there, right at the knee, strike 1. And I say the fastball, he may have taken something off that one, maybe a slider at 84 miles an hour. That or the 2-seamer. The outfield deep and straight away. The Aggies trying to get on the board. Carr set, here's the 2-1, a swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 2-2. It's a good pitch. That's a pitch up in the zone, but a good one from Carr on the outer half. It's a tough pitch to hit, to cover that outside if you're a left-handed hitter. Howell playing behind the runner at second. Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. He froze him with a fastball. And the Aggies strand 2. As we take a look at that fastball, as we head to break, the Aggies waste a couple base runners. Carr again pitching well with runners on. We head to the last of the second inning. No score between the Aggies and the Wolverines.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
See the Utah Valley dugout there. They will try to get on the board here in the last of the second. It will be Marco Hayes and Matson due up. As you see Brock Whittlesey, the right-hander, back out on the mound for New Mexico State. He allowed a leadoff walk in the first but worked around it. Marco was at the plate to end the first inning when Trevor Howell was caught stealing. And Whittlesey working from the stretch with the bases empty. Marco takes a breaking ball inside for ball one. Well, Carr in the top half of this inning allowed a couple base runners with 2 outs, but he got out of the jam once again. New Mexico State has stranded 3 base runners through 2 innings. No score. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball misses up and in, and it's 2-0 to Marco. Just a lovely Thursday evening here in Orem. A sparse crowd on hand early. Whittlesey set. Here it comes. Marco swings and bloops one. This one in foul territory on the third base side. Mingus has it, and there's one away.
Next up for the UVU, number 24, first baseman, Peyton Hayes.
And if you're Whittlesey, that's a great pitch to come inside. And that's the tough part when you go inside. There's not much Alexander Marco can do with that. Just trying to get inside and just try to hit it with his hands, just to pop it up. And you just can't do it. So it's just kind of tough.
Hayes, a right-handed hitter, hitting .238 on the year. Does have 5 home runs. The pitch to him is a fastball that misses outside, and I mentioned the fastball. That was the changeup. Hayes doubled at Utah on Tuesday. Trying to keep the bat going. The 1-0 pitch from Whittlesey. And a called strike on the outside. Matson is on deck. 1 out, bases empty in the second inning, no score. The pitch, a swing and a miss, and Hayes behind the fastball up in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Big gaps here at UCCU Ballpark. 427 to left center, 388 to right center. Everybody straight away in the outfield for New Mexico State as the pitch comes up and in and it hits Hayes. Wolverines have their second base runner of the evening. I think that was a fastball as you take a look at it that got away from Whittlesey.
And we see that sometimes pitchers having to adjust a little bit to a higher altitude, but right there, that one I think just kind of trying to come up and inside, that one just kind of gets away there from Whittlesey.
Yeah, the higher the altitude, it seems like the ball will get slicker. New Mexico State, they're used to playing at altitude, about the same down in Las Cruces as we are here in Orem. Here is Matson, the designated hitter. A swing and a foul back to the screen. Mick, of course, the son of head coach Eric Matson. You see his dad putting on the signs there in the dugout. Hayes does not have good speed at first base. This Wolverine team just does not run a whole lot on the base paths. The 1-strike pitch coming to Matson. Here it is. Breaking ball misses down and away, and it's 1-1. Madsen hitting .260 on the year, 16 men batted home. We've seen a lot of him lately at third base. Tonight, Estrada getting the start at third, and he is on deck. Madsen, a freshman out of American Fork. Hayes with a short lead at first. The 1-1 pitch coming from Whittlesey. A swing and a ground ball to first. Peterson has it. He goes to second for one. That's the only play they'll have.
They're going to call Madsen out. They're going to say Payson Hayes interfered with the shortstop's ability to throw to first.
So the inning is over, just like that. The Wolverines get a base runner, nobody left on the Pats. We head to the top of the third, no score between Utah Valley and New Mexico State.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
No scores. We head to the third here in Orem. We'll take a look. There's Payson Hayes. He was called out on the force play at second and then called for interference, or rather, interference, as he was trying to take second. You see on the replay, a ground ball hit to the first baseman. And Hayes here, he has to slide and instead just went in standing.
I mean, and there's no spot there for the shortstop, Joseph Ortiz. How's he supposed to throw it? You'll see sometimes they'll run out of the way, but even that, there's no way for Ortiz having to return that throw. There's one spot that goes, and that's right, probably into your jaw if you throw it, and you're probably not going to do that. But, so right there, a tough break if you're Utah Valley, but the correct call there if you're the base umpire.
So here to start off the third is the top of the order, Betrell, and here with the play-by-play is Ryan Pickens.
Thank you. The first pitch, a ball there to Logan Betrell. It'll be Betrell, Ortiz, and Gonzalez coming up here for New Mexico State. No score here in the top of the third. Jake Carr, the 1-0 pitch, and that one going to miss just above the belt for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Carr has kind of flirted with some danger here in the first couple of innings, but has found a way to get out of it both times. The 2-0 pitch, Betrell waiting for it in the box as Carr winds and delivers this one home. And there's a fastball over the plate for a called strike. It's 2-1. Betrell a double back in his first plate appearance to left center field that Ryan Eastburn tried to run down and he just couldn't get there. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. It's going to be swung on, popped up. This into shallow left field. Going out, Trevor Howell. Coming in, Ryan Eastburn. He'll call off. Howell, and he misplayed it and lost the baseball. Betrell around second, heading for third. The throw to Estrada will be not in time. Betrell gets into third on what's going to end up being, that's a tough play given the sun there for Ryan Eastburn, but nonetheless the runner will be on, and we'll take a look at this one here on replay. He just looks like he loses it there at the last minute.
Yeah, Eastburn with the sunglasses on just lost it, and that is a gift, a 3-base gift.
So right there, that will go down as, I believe they're going to rule that as an error against the left fielder Ryan Eastburn. And now New Mexico State with their biggest threat of the evening here. Nobody out. And now you're going to face Joseph Ortiz, the shortstop. Ortiz struck out back in his first plate appearance, and Carr comes home. That one right on the corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, the Wolverines will play the middle infield back. They'll concede the run if Ortiz hits it on the ground. But that, you just can't make those kind of mistakes against a hard-hitting team like New Mexico State. They will make you pay.
The 0-1 pitch on its way, a curveball for a ball, and evens the count up at 1-1. And they're actually going to change it. It will no longer be an error against Ryan Eastburn. It's going to go down as a triple there for Bottrell. It would have been one thing probably had the ball come, hit the glove of Eastburn, but I don't think he'd ever really hit the glove. Hard to rule an error defensively if it doesn't touch the glove or anything there. The 1-1 curveball misses outside ball 2. It's 2 balls and a strike here on Joseph Ortiz.
And the official score can take into account the sun. And I think that's part of the reason that it was changed to a triple. Just a brutal break for Jake Carr.
Ortiz ready to go from the right side of the batter's box here. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. And Carr comes in. Ortiz sends this one foul. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes here.
Well, if you're Jake Carr, this is a strikeout situation. Any ball put into play would most likely score the run, unless it's a little bloop to the outfield. So 2-2, you're looking to get a swing and a miss here from Ortiz.
And the tough part is you have Nick Gonzalez and Carranza and Peterson, the dangerous part of that New Mexico State lineup looming. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way, and that one misses outside ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is a big situation for Utah Valley. We have seen at times where it's been the big inning that's really hurt the Wolverines, and just given the makeup, this has big inning written all over it. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Ortiz. Carr checks the runner. He's ready to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch right on the corner, but misses too far off the plate, ball 4. And runners on the corners with nobody out, and here comes Nick Gonzalez.
That does set up the double play ball, a force at second base. But as you mentioned earlier, Ryan, now you got to face Gonzalez, hitting .454 coming into the game.
Gonzalez flew out to center back in his first plate appearance. Here is now Jake Carr is going to take a little bit of time. We'll get some defensive signs out here. We got game 2 of this series. And it looks like now they've changed it back. Instead of it being a hit, now it's going to be looks like an E7 against Ryan Eastburn. So we'll kind of see. That's a tough call for an official score going either way. First pitch ready to come home to Gonzalez, and that one sits just low below the knees for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 2 set for a 6 p.m. pitch tomorrow night, and then we'll have a noon pitch coming up for first pitch coming up on Saturday.
Tomorrow night, come out early, a 5 p.m. Easter egg hunt at the ballpark.
Gonzalez swings and lines this one into deep left center field. Beltran will get back under it. He'll make the catch. Both runners are going to tag up. 1 run will score, and Ortiz slides headfirst into second. It's 1-0 New Mexico State. RBI number 59 for Nick Gonzalez.
Nice job by Gonzalez. He hammered that one, but deep into that alleyway as you see him go the other way here. Beltran very good defensively, gets back there right in front of where the 388 marker would be.
And with 1 out, here is Tristan Carranza, the left fielder. Carranza, another strikeout victim. And Eric Madsen going to come out of the dugout here with 1 out in the top of the first inning.
Well, as you mentioned, Ryan, it's a big moment. If you can get out of this inning giving up just the 1 run, it's a victory if you're Jake Carr. Carr has labored through these first 2 1/3. He's pitched with men on base in stressful situations.
And right here, he's at 57 pitches so far right now as we take a look here at... Here we want to remind you to stay tuned in our post-game show for the Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Conference on the mound will be broken up, and right here you have to be careful with Carranza, but nothing, Tristan Peterson on deck, still a dangerous bat. And if you're Eric Madsen, I kind of wonder if they were talking about how to go here at Tristan Carranza. Carranza hitting .356 with 14 home runs. Driven in 47 runs. has 48 hits on the season. He's got almost as many runs batted in as he has hits. He's got one more hit than RBI. Here's the pitch on its way. Carranza swings and turns on this one and sends it foul up onto the berm there for a long strike one, 0-1.
Jake Carr tried to sneak the first pitch breaking ball past him, and Carranza just out in front.
So with one gone, Carranza will step out of the box for a quick moment here. Jake Carr right now trying to work well here through this third inning. Don't know if you're going to ever really shut down the New Mexico State bats, but you can definitely kind of keep the damage minimal. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2 here on Tristan Carranza.
Well, here if you're Jake Carr, you do not want to come into the strike zone. You want to throw a tempting pitch that Carranza tries to chase, but you do not want to serve one up here for one of the best hitters in the nation.
Carr ready to go here. No balls and 2 strikes on Carranza. Runner Ortiz gets his lead at second. That one blocked in the dirt there by Sims, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Carranza.
Yeah, that's an easy take for Carranza. He didn't have to think much about that one.
Ortiz on the base pass, running at second base. Very good speed for the Aggies. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Carranza. Carr working from the stretch, top of the third, 1-0 lead for New Mexico State. Carr ready to go here with the 1-2 pitch on its way inside and tight. He went to swing, and they're going to say it came up and hit him. And now with 1 out, you'll put runners on first and second for Tristan Peterson, the first baseman.
Well, that's a free pass, and we've talked about it as you see this curveball get away from Carr and just hit Carranza in the hand, but you had him 1-2, and instead you give him the free pass at first base. It does set up the force at every bag, but that is a walk and a hit batter in this inning, and an error.
Tristan Peterson, the number 3 in that big group in the middle part of the lineup. He's hit 14 home runs himself this season. Knocked in 58 RBI. Here he is, the first pitch, a slow curveball. He lines it right to first. Payson Hayes with the catch. He'll touch first base for the inning-ending 3 unassisted double play. And that's the way the third ends. New Mexico State gets 1. However, we head to the bottom of the third, 1-0 New Mexico State on UVU TV.
There is so much to celebrate in life, from the smallest of hands to the victories of youth, and precious occasions with family and friends, sharing unforgettable moments. Continue accomplishing your goals and celebrate success at Utah Valley University. Apply by August 1st for fall semester.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Bottom of the third inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. The Wolverines looking to try to see if they can build off the defensive play that ended the inning, and a heads-up play from Payson Hayes. The second time tonight we've seen him make a great defensive play.
Yeah, and that's a break for Utah Valley. After committing the error, allowing 2 men on a walk and a hit batsman, they catch a break, a liner, but right at the first baseman.
So getting ready to go back to work is the senior Brock Whittlesey. He will see Estrada, Sims, and Hall coming up. You see Drew Sims there in the on-deck circle. And the first pitch on its way to Paul Estrada, and he lifts this one foul, and it's no balls and a strike on Paul Estrada. Estrada hitting .222 here in his senior campaign. This season when leading off, though, batting average up above .350 at .364. Whittlesey winds and comes home, and Estrada again sends this one foul. No balls and 2 strikes. We've seen Paul Estrada and kind of Mick Madsen both kind of in a platoon situation there at third base. Not maybe a true platoon, but whoever has really been swinging the better bat seems to be the one that's been in the lineup most nights.
Yeah, Paul Estrada found his way on base 3 times on Tuesday night against Utah. Had some really good at-bats there up in Salt Lake City.
The 0-2 pitch on its way right on the corner, called strike 3, and that one freezes Estrada, and that is going to be the first strikeout from Brock Whittlesey on the night. And there's one away here in the third.
Well, you see he's setting up outside, and again a nice reception by Williams. We're seeing Dwayne Finley give those corners tonight some leeway off the black.
Those corners are definitely going tonight so far in the pitcher's favor. With 1 out, Drew Sims will stand in. Sims hitting in the 8th spot for Utah Valley tonight, and there's looks like a changeup that misses outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. That one just a little too far off the plate. Sims hitting .250, 1 home run, and 17 runs batted in for the Wolverines. Whittlesey ready to go from the mound. And the 1-0 pitch on its way home, and Sims lines this one up over the head of the second baseman Gonzalez for a 1-out single, the first hit of the ball game for Utah Valley, and they have a base runner on here with 1 gone for Cody Hall.
Yeah, Sims just went the other way here. He went down and got that one too. That's not a bad pitch. Low in the zone, as you see here. Sims reaching for it, not trying to do too much, as they say. Just going with that pitch the other way, and the Wolverines are in business.
Cody Hall stands in here for the Wolverines. We've seen Cody Hall in a couple of different spots in this order this year. We've seen him down here in the 9th spot. We've seen him in the leadoff spot, the 2 spot. Tonight hitting in the 9th spot, hitting .241 for Utah Valley. Ready to go. Whittlesey from the stretch. Comes home, and Hall chops this one over to third. A diving play by Mingus from his knees. Throws it to second, but the ball mishandled by Gonzalez. It was a low throw that he had to pick, and Gonzalez not able to hang on. So Utah Valley now with runners on at first and second with 1 out, and you turn the lineup over and go back to the top of the lineup with Trevor Howell.
That was a tremendous play by Mingus, diving to his left. Just a chopper from Hall, and Mingus got to his knees knowing that Sims is not a fast runner, but made a throw low in the dirt that Gonzalez just couldn't handle. So Utah Valley, a couple of singles here with 1 out.
Trevor Howell, who walked back in the first inning, will stand in. And you see Eric Mingus right there, and he's battling the same sun that you see right now. Joey Ortiz, his short, has his glove up over his head, trying to block some of that sun. That left side of the infield, a nightmare on evenings like tonight. But Trevor Howell ready to go in the box, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Trevor Howell. Howell ready to go here, the senior from San Diego, standing in, trying to continue what he has done here the last little while for this Utah Valley team.
Yeah, Howell had a couple of singles, including a 2 RBI base hit up at Utah on Tuesday night.
Howell has reached base now in 11 ball games after the walk in his last at bat, the 1-0 pitch. The curveball missing low for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. That right now sits, I believe, 3rd longest on the team on the reached base streaks right here. Mick Madsen has 16 coming into tonight. Mick will be coming up here later on here, and we'll see if he can extend that one here so far. 2 balls and no strikes. Whittlesey from the stretch, looking in to get the sign, checks the runner out at second base, Sims, and Howell grounds this one to short. Ortiz up with it, goes to Gonzalez for 1. The turn to first in time for an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play, and that will end the 3rd inning. So Utah Valley gets a couple of runners on, but they end the threat. We head to the 4th. Mexico State 1, Utah Valley 0.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Top of the fourth inning here at UCCU Ballpark, and we talked about it in the open. New Mexico State and their NCAA rankings when it comes. These are all offensive categories, and right now, Jordan, when you're swinging the bat like this, it's going to be easy to win a lot of games.
Indeed, for our listeners on the radio side, that's 9 categories that we're taking a look at. First in batting average, first in hit by pitch, first in hits, first on base percentage, first in runs. I mean, it just keeps going. First in triples, second in the NCAA in home runs.
And Logan Ennis, the right fielder, will lead it off. Ennis himself with 2 home runs on the year, hitting .287. He takes the first pitch right on the outside corner for strike 1.
All things considered, Jake Carr has done a nice job through 3 innings, giving up just 1 run.
Carr right now maybe has one of the last patches of sunlight on the mound. The pitch on its way. There's a line drive into left center field. That's going to sit down and roll out of the gap. Ennis around first, and then Beltran slips, trying to make the relay throw, and Ennis will easily go into second. Beltran kind of a little slow to get up out there in left center field. And right there, I'm not sure exactly how he slipped, whether, as we'll see if we can see it here on the replay here on UVU TV, but the outfield grass not very, it hasn't rained here in the last couple of days, I guess, so maybe just hit a soft part in the grass right there and just kind of slipped or lost his footing.
And he may have had a play on Ennis heading into second. Beltran has a pretty good arm, but right back at it, the Aggies threatening.
Eric Mingus, the third baseman, stands in, walked in his first plate appearance. And the first pitch, he swings and sends this one, a line drive foul down to the deepest right corner of the ballpark, down past the New Mexico State bullpen right here. As Mingus stands in. Running out at second base, Logan Ennis getting his lead. Paul Estrada playing even with the grass. Here, the 0-1 pitch from Carr. This one low and inside for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1. You don't see New Mexico State play a lot of small ball and move the runner over. And with the way they've been swinging the bats, they don't really need to really move a lot of runners. However, occasionally you will see the Aggies play that small ball to move the runners.
Yeah, to give you an idea of how well they hit, Mingus is hitting .435 with runners in scoring position this season.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Carr delivers a slow curveball in the inside corner. That one misses for a ball, and it's 2-1 here on Eric Mingus. Braden Williams, the catcher, in the 8th spot, and Jake Carr going to take a quick moment here and kind of rub up the baseball on the mound. Carr now at about 65 pitches. Sorry, no, he's at 66 pitches. Next one will be 67. No action in that Utah Valley bullpen, but this is kind of what you wanted if you're New Mexico State, to really make Jake Carr labor here, especially in the first 3 or so innings. The 2-1 pitch, there's a fastball that misses outside ball 3, and the count moves to 3-1 here on Eric Mingus.
Yeah, Carr having a tough time now. These are pitches that aren't real close. Trying to get back in the strike zone.
Carr working from the stretch. Coming off of an outing against Chicago State, struck out 11 Cougars last Friday night. Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way, inside corner, but missed, ball 4. And Mingus draws his second free pass of the evening. Runners on at first and second, and Braden Williams, the catcher, will come to the plate. Williams had a base hit in his first plate appearance. And with nobody out here, we'll take a look and see what New Mexico State, how the Aggies want to play it here, as Williams stands back in.
Well, this is the bottom of the order. This is, you have to attack these guys, not just because runners are on base, but the top of the order is looming.
Williams squares around a bunt and takes a fastball away for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. And this is the tough part for Utah Valley. You know that Brayton Williams is going to want to maybe lay down the sacrifice bunt. So really, New Mexico State, you're happy to kind of give you an out if you're the Wolverines. The last thing you want to do is give Williams a pitch that he can't even bunt at. He just wants to take for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Carr checks the runner. And the pitch, bunt shown. This one bunted right to third. Estrada comes up with it, throws on the run to first, almost pulls Payson Hayes, but Hayes gets his foot on the bag for the out. That will move the runners 90 feet. Ennis down to third and Mingus to second. And Kevin Jimenez will come to the plate.
It's a nice job by Williams. Textbook, you want to put that right down the third baseline, get that third baseman charging. Also, the pitcher, a right-hander, his momentum is going to carry him to that first base side, so he won't have a great play on it. So that's fundamental baseball, and that's why the Aggies have been so successful this year. Sure, they've matched, but they match it with solid at-bats all the way around.
Jimenez stands in here for the Aggies, and the first pitch on its way. That one in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1.
And now with the Wolverines trailing 1-0, the infield will come in with just 1 out in the inning.
Which means that runner out at second base, Eric Mingus, can get a little bit, you see his lead right now, he can get a little bit further away from the second base bag, get a little bit longer secondary lead. As Jake Carr laboring here in the top of the 4th inning. Carr ready to go here from the stretch. Looks in, here's the pitch on its way, fouled back to the screen. That's 0-2 here on Kevin Jimenez.
It's a nice job by Carr to get ahead here. Now you got to be careful. Carr, we've seen him bounce a couple curveballs in the dirt, 0-2, trying to get hitters to chase. If you're Sims, who is a great defensive catcher, you got to keep those in front of you. A ball past the catcher means a run with a man at third.
Carr taking his time in between pitches. He takes a look in, gets the sign that he wants, and here's the 0-2 pitch right on the corner, and that one just missing there for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's been kind of the place we've seen Jake Carr maybe steal a couple of extra strikes there, and that one just didn't miss by much, Jordan.
Yeah, off the corner there, you see that ball tailing away from the left-handed hitter. Good take, good 0-2.
Carr ready to go here on the mound. Outfield pretty much straight up for Utah Valley. A fly ball deep enough to the outfield would score the second run for the New Mexico State Aggies. There's a pitch right there, and that one's going to be a ball, and it evens the count up at 2-2.
You see Jake Carr's smile there. He wanted strike 3 from Dwayne Finley. Apparently it was not right there, right? Dwayne Finley disagreed. I'd like to see that one again.
2 balls and 2 strikes here. I don't really remember a time I've seen Jake Carr work so deliberate on the mound.
Sometimes, even if Carr may think that's a ball, he may be smiling going, how did he not offer it that?
Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way to Jimenez. That one inside, gets away from Sims, and scoring from third will be Ennis. It's 2-0 New Mexico State. That one came in and kind of bounced backwards over to the glove side of Drew Sims, and that will plate the second run for the New Mexico State Aggies.
Well, these runs have both the runs have been self-inflicted from Utah Valley. An error, a wild pitch now.
And it was Logan Ennis there at third base. Didn't just read it immediately as Sims tried to get it and just off the glove.
Yeah, Sims almost seemed to misplay that behind home plate.
Full count, the pitch on its way to Jimenez. He swings through it, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Jake Carr on the evening. And there's 2 away here. Now you go back to the top of the lineup. And Logan Butrell will come to the plate. Butrell doubled back in the first and then reached on, I believe they changed it back to an E7. Last time he had a ball out to left field that Ryan Eastburn just had a tough time making a play on it, and it's gonna be an error right now. The first pitch low to Butrell for a ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Butrell, who really this season has set the table for New Mexico State. Hitting .408 on the year, has stolen 16 bases. He's really just found a way to get on base. Just kind of what you want if you're in that leadoff spot. 1 ball and no strikes here on Buttrell with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. 2-0 lead for New Mexico State. And Buttrell will make it 3-0 New Mexico State with an RBI single to right there with 2 away. Nothing too fancy right there, just pulled a pitch through the right side of the infield to get the game's 3rd run home.
Well, the walk comes back to bite Carr, the right-hander. A nice job by Buttrell to just hit a low liner, not trying to hit one out of the park with 2 outs.
Now bring up the shortstop, Joseph Ortiz. Ortiz struck out and then walked back in the 3rd. Jake Carr working here from the stretch for Utah Valley. Trying just to find that 3rd out here in the 4th. Utah Valley has struggled this year sometimes getting out of innings. A curveball there on the corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Ortiz.
Yeah, Utah Valley has issued a lot of walks. They've hit a lot of batters. Tonight, Carr has it's been all stressful for Carr. He's pitched a lot with guys on base.
Looking over his shoulder at Buttrell over at first base. See if he goes at some point here. Ortiz sends this one foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. We've seen opponents not really run a ton on Utah Valley with the good arm that Drew Sims has behind home plate.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we see Buttrell take off. He's stolen 16 bases this year. He's been caught just 1 time.
Jake Carr here working from the stretch with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. 2 runs in for New Mexico State. Buttrell gets his lead over at first, a fairly conservative lead. And they'll throw over, and back diving easily is Buttrell right there. That was more, not really a pickoff move necessarily, but I think more of a throw just to let New Mexico State, and especially Logan Buttrell, let them know that they're aware that he's over at first base. Inches a little bit more towards second now with his lead over at first. And they'll throw over again, and back diving is Buttrell.
Yeah, just trying to keep him close. A ball in the gap would score him. No doubt. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Aggies. Aided by an error in the outfield. A couple, 1 walk in this inning.
Big hole on the right side of the infield with the first baseman Hayes holding the runner. And the 0-2 pitch on its way. There's a line drive back up on the ground, base hit to center field. Going from first to 3rd is Buttrell. The throw will come in to New Mexico State with runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And now you're going to bring to the plate Nick Gonzalez here in the 3rd. Or in the 4th, I mean.
A big moment in this game as you see Ortiz go right back up the middle with this one. Right now, you're still in this if you're Utah Valley. A base hit here makes it a big inning, though.
And Buttrell, you see him there at first base, easily picking up the baseball and going 1-3 without a doubt in his mind right there. Drew Sims will align the Utah Valley defense with 2 outs in the inning. Gonzalez on the year hitting .442 with 2 outs in the inning. 524 with runners in scoring position. .451 on the year. Has 1 RBI tonight on a sacrifice fly that he had back in the 3rd to get the run home for New Mexico State. There he swings and hits this one to deep left center field. Beltran going back, however, and he will get up on the warning track and make the catch, and the inning comes to an end. So they keep Gonzalez off the base pass, but the Aggies score 2 in the top of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 3-0 lead for New Mexico State.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it. Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You've got to come and see it in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
So the in-game promotion in between innings was a soda chug taking place here on the Utah Valley dugout, and New Mexico State right now leading 3-0 right here as we get ready to go here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We just kind of finish this one up here. One of the fun parts about live baseball at the ballpark, you get some fun in-game promotions, and now we head to the bottom of the 4th. So Beltran, Eastburn, and Marco coming up, 2, 3, and 4 here for Utah Valley. As Whittlesey goes back to work here, Beltran flew out to right in his only plate appearance. Takes the first pitch there, a breaking ball in there for strike one. It's 0-1 here on Beltran. Whittlesey working right now from the stretch. He's, I think, been in the stretch all ball game long for New Mexico State. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and popped up. This one's sent down the line over towards foul territory. A long run for Ennis, and he just runs out of room as he hits the bullpen mounds down the line. One of the more important kind of things there is that's a long run for Ennis, and I didn't know if he'd have a play on that, but he ended up making it pretty close to the play. Oh, and I think just going off his glove right there.
Yeah, got to be careful with those bullpen mounds in play here down the right and left field lines.
Brock Whittlesey right now to kind of set it in perspective for you. He's only at, this will be pitch number 34, this one coming home to Michael Beltran. Pitch on its way high with the fastball just above the belt, and it's 1-2 here on Beltran. Utah Valley trying to find a way to get some kind of offensive rhythm going here in game one of this 3-game series.
Yeah, they've had base runners on in each of the first 3 innings, but they've grounded into a couple double plays, have been unable to plate one.
The 1-2 pitch to Beltran on its way, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is strikeout number 2 for Whittlesey on the evening. And that will bring up Ryan Eastburn.
A good-looking fastball from the right-hander. You're going to see in on the hands, and Beltran just can't get around it.
And with one gone, Eastburn, who lined out to left field in his first plate appearance, will stand in for the Wolverines. Trying to get something going, Eastburn has found a way to really get hot in conference play, especially in some of those WAC games. The pitch on its way, fastball missing outside for ball 1. Eastburn making some adjustments to play left field here for the Wolverines. We saw him in right field last year quite a bit, but here playing some left field with Alexander Marco kind of being the everyday right fielder for Utah Valley. The 1-0 pitch, Eastburn takes that one off the plate for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I think that was the changeup there from Whittlesey.
Yeah, we saw Whittlesey in that sequence against Beltran. He reached back and threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. We've not seen that velocity consistently tonight from him.
Whittlesey ready to go here from the stretch, kicks and delivers. Eastburn sends this one a liner, foul, about, I believe, onto the berm area down the left field line. Kind of see that berm there past the Utah Valley bullpen. Goes kind of up to the top left corner of your screen and then back down whole opposite side out to deep left center field. You see it right there? Still trying to look for it.
Where is it? Don't see it. Where is it?
The 2-1 pitch right there on the in the knees there for a called strike, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that was something right here. As
Still
you kind
can't
of
find
see,
it. Still looking.
I don't think that ball went up quite that high.
Hey,
he found it. I was wrong. I didn't think it was quite up all the way deep onto the berm there, but it's a good way to stick with it there.
So you wouldn't have found it either, is what you're saying.
The 2-2 pitch, fastball misses off the plate, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It might have taken me another inning or so, or maybe I just would have given up.
An inning?
Okay, maybe not a full inning, but...
Get that kid back here tomorrow night for the Easter egg hunt. He's got it.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Eastburn as Whittlesey comes home, and this one's going to miss outside ball 4. So Ryan Eastburn draws himself a 1-out walk, and that will bring up Alexander Marco.
Nice job by Eastburn to get on. For Marco, you want your power hitter hitting with guys on base, trailing by 3.
This is where you're really wanting a situation to see. We'll see if Whittlesey kind of maybe avoids the fastball here to Alexander Marco. Behind Marco, it's first baseman Payson Hayes. So you see Whittlesey here working on the mound here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 lead for the Aggies on top of the Wolverines. Pitch on its way. There's a curveball that gets in there just about belt high, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
We have not seen that high strike called a whole lot by Dwayne Finley tonight, but Whittlesey got that one there.
Alexander Marco stands back in the box. Whittlesey ready to go from the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch inside and tight. Marco just kind of turning out of the way, and the count evens up here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Alexander Marco. Marco had reached base in 18 consecutive ball games, but that streak has been snapped. Trying to get a new streak going here tonight. The 1-1 pitch. Now I'm missing outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike on Alexander Marco. He does lead Utah Valley with 7 multi-RBI ball games. And then also 15 multi-hit ball games. That's kind of what you're looking for in the middle part of your lineup. Jackson Overland last year, such a big part of that offense, and Alexander Marco really has kind of filled that void. There he swings and pops this one up. Giving it a look will be Braden Williams, but that one's going to go foul and hit off the rooftop here and be a strike there for Marco. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco.
Yeah, Marco got a fastball up, but he missed it. Just barely.
And we'll see here how Whittlesey decides to go here with the 2-2 after going that fastball up. He hasn't really given Alexander Marco a lot of pitches up in the strike zone tonight. We'll see if maybe he tries to go maybe low and away here. Maybe go back to that slider. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball. Marco pops this one up. Could be playable for Peterson, but it's going to go just a little bit foul. And it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes right here. And that was a breaking ball right there that you saw.
You called it, yeah. Tried to go low in the zone. Just trying to keep Marco off balance. A breaking ball sets up the fastball.
There's a fan who found himself a baseball. Got a smile on his face, and I don't think he's been told yet to return that foul ball to the nearest dugout.
Tough luck.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Alexander Marco. Whittlesey working from the stretch. He'll throw over to first, and diving back safely is Ryan Eastburn. Eastburn not a big threat to steal bases for Utah Valley. He is 1 for 1 on the year, but hasn't really been a big base stealing threat here. Has a fairly good, comfortable lead, however, over at first base right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Marco. That one missing outside, ball 3, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A nice job by Marco to lay off that slider. And now we'll see. Maybe Eastburn 3-2 will take off.
Utah Valley, sometimes when you're trying to find some offense, putting the game in motion a little bit can kind of help change the ball game a little bit. Here's the 3-2 pitch, about ready to come home to Marco. The pitch is swung out and popped up. This is going to go into shallow left field. Ortiz, the shortstop, going out. Carranza from left coming in, but it will be Ortiz who makes the catch for the 2nd out of the 4th inning. That was just a big, high pop-up there, and with 2 gone, here comes Payson Hayes.
Wolverines, number 24, first baseman Payson Hayes.
Hayes was hit by a pitch in his only plate appearance of the ball game for the Wolverines. Has seen a lot of increased playing time here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Hayes has the ability to hit one out of here. He's not a great contact hitter, just hitting .238 on the year, but he does have the 5 home runs.
So we'll see what Payson Hayes can do right here. Whittlesey working from the stretch. He'll throw over, and Eastburn diving back underneath the tag right here. Utah Valley, this is their last big homestand of the year. They're New Mexico State and then Utah. They'll be on the road the next 2 weeks, and in the state of California, and then it's back home for Sacramento State and then Washington State, and the home schedule's done. Fastball misses away, the snap throw down to first, and Eastburn back under, diving back to the bag is 2 balls and no strikes.
Head to Bakersfield, then to Riverside. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as those games get underway tonight. In Bakersfield, the runners are down 4-0. Northern Colorado leading that game in the top of the second.
1 ball and no strikes to count on Payson Hayes, and the pitch on its way. Hayes just kind of lightly taps it out in front of home plate. It goes foul right before Braden Williams can get there to pick up the baseball. A heads-up play by Williams to try to pick that ball up before it went foul. But there, just as he was reaching down, the ball ends up turning foul just at the last minute.
Yeah, when you have a slow runner running up the line like that, that's a ball that you want to pick up in fair territory. An easy out to end the inning.
Instead, it will be a strike on Payson Hayes. We've seen it. We're going back to the Northern Colorado score. We've seen the Bears have been able to score some runs this year. They've had a slow start in conference play.
It was just last week against Whittlesey that they really scored some runs.
Payson Hayes checking his swing there, but making contact with the ball for strike 2, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Payson Hayes. We were talking last Friday night during the Utah Valley Chicago State game. We were kind of keeping a close eye on what was happening down in Las Cruces, and kind of wondering there for a second if Northern Colorado wasn't going to take game 1 of that series. But the Aggies found a way to pull it out. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Payson Hayes. They throw back over to first, and Eastburn is back right here. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, a 3-0 lead for New Mexico State. Whittlesey, the right-hander, ready to go, working from the stretch here against Payson Hayes. And the 1-2 pitch about ready to come home. Whittlesey taking his time, ready to go. Hayes calls time right as Whittlesey's about to come home. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more hitters doing that, with just how much time's going in between pitches.
Yeah, Whittlesey is a slow worker, especially with runners on. He's been economical. He's thrown just 48 pitches coming into this at bat, now up to 50.
Over at first base, Ryan Eastburn being held on by Peterson. Here's the 1-2 pitch about ready to come home. The delivery, this one up and high and tight for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes as Payson Hayes able to lay off of that one right there. You see Ryan Eastburn looking into that Utah Valley dugout. As Hayes stands in the box, ready to go. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Whittlesey working from the stretch. Ready to go. Here's the pitch. Fastball right there, but low and outside, ball 3. The count goes full, so 3-2 with 2 outs. Ryan Eastburn will be definitely taking off here with the pitch.
Good at bat, I beg your pardon, by Hayes. Seeing some pitches here, making Whittlesey work. Wolverines don't need to get 3 back in this inning. Just try to get 1. Scratch back into this.
Whittlesey ready to go here from the stretch. Eastburn takes off. The 3-2 pitch is fouled away. And we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Payson Hayes.
It's a good fastball from Whittlesey up in the zone, and Hayes knew he couldn't do much with it, just getting a piece of aluminum or composite, whatever the heck. What are the bats made out of, Ryan? Do you have any idea? Because I don't.
It's kind of gone back and forth. I know they were using some kind of wood composite at one time. The 3-2 pitch on its way. Hayes swings and lifts this one down the right field line. Another long run for Ennis, and he'll just stop as the ball ends up about hitting right around the bullpen mound right there.
It used to be aluminum years ago. You'd get that ping sound, but now it's a kind of a mixture of something. I'm not a chemist, Ryan. I've never claimed to be, but the ball does not fly off the bat like it did 15 years ago, say.
No, they wanted to change the bats, make them play a little more like wood. I think a lot of that was to help the transition from college baseball to the professional levels. That's probably at least part of it, as Hayes fouls this one back to the screen. We'll do it again, 3-2.
There's also a safety issue. Those aluminum bats, you have the trampoline effect, and pitchers' line drives up the middle. It was dangerous.
One thing I see, and you don't see it a ton at the college level, but sometimes at the high school level, you'll see them square around a bunt. You'll see the third baseman charge really close, and that always makes me nervous that they're going to pull it back and take a swing. Whittlesey from the stretch, ready to go, and the runner takes off again. Hayes swings and misses, strike 3, and the inning is over. We head to the 5th here at UCCU Ballpark. New Mexico State leading Utah Valley 3-0. As we see Payson Hayes and the Wolverines, will see what they can do now in the 5th here on UVU TV.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
Top of the 5th inning here at UCCU Ballpark. We take a look at the WAC standings entering today, and there you see that three-way tie at the top between New Mexico State, UTRGV, and Sacramento State. California Baptist at 8-4. However, they're not eligible for the WAC tournament, so there's the regular season standings, and then you have to kind of figure out this three-way tie between Grand Canyon, Chicago State, and Utah Valley. The tough news for the Wolverines is Chicago State and Grand Canyon both have the tiebreaker with Utah Valley, as we will see Tristan Carranza standing in, and with the play-by-play is Jordan Bianucci. Jordan?
Thanks very much, Ryan. A first pitch fastball in there for a called strike. Carranza, 0 for 1 tonight. He's also reached base. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. Carr has thrown a lot of pitches. Here comes number 85 on the night. A swing and a chopper foul on the third base side. Utah Valley trailing 3-0. New Mexico State, as we saw in those standings, they're tied for first place with Sacramento State and UT Rio Grande Valley. Sac State and Chicago State were rained out on the south side of Chicago this afternoon, so that game has been postponed for, I believe, later this week, and they'll try to fit in a doubleheader. Meanwhile, UT Rio Grande Valley leading California Baptist 2-1, that game in the 5th, as a breaking ball misses way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Carranza. Carranza, the senior, hitting .358 coming into the game. Carl trying to keep this game close, keep the Wolverines in it. Utah Valley has had chances. They've had base runners. They just have been unable to cash in. The 1-2 to Carranza. A swing and a pop-up into shallow right. Going back and diving is Hall. He can't come up with it. A valiant effort from Cody Hall. Going back into his left, made a headlong dive. But a single, a bloop for Carranza, and the leadoff man is on for New Mexico State. As we take a look at that effort by Hall, it may have hit off his glove, in fact. He had to go quite a ways out into shallow right field. That one just blooped into no man's land. So here is Peterson. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Peterson hit the ball hard in his last at bat, but he lined it right at Payson Hayes at first base. Hayes holding on the runner at first. Carr back into his stretch. He has allowed a base runner in each of these first 5 innings. A swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-1 to Peterson. Also on the out-of-town scoreboard, Northern Colorado has extended their lead over CSU Bakersfield. The Bears lead 5-0 that game in the last of the second in Central California. Carr set at the chest. There's a fastball in the outside corner called for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Peterson. Tristan, the junior, came into the ballgame batting .389. He is tied for the lead in home runs on this New Mexico State team, tied at 14. The 0-2 pitch. Carr peering in, taking a while. Now he comes home, and the ball misses low and away, off speed. And it's 1-2. Carranza at first has stolen 2 bases this season. He has not been caught. For the most part, Utah Valley has avoided the big extra base hits from New Mexico State. The 1-2 from Carr. A swing and a foul off to the right. Carranza bluffed as if he was going to steal, then stayed put. Three to nothing, New Mexico State. 3 runs on 6 hits. The Wolverines have just 1 hit on the night. The 1-2, a swing and a slow roller towards short. Howell has it. Now he'll bobble it, and he has no play. He would have had a shot at Peterson. Into second goes Carranza. And that's another mistake for the Wolverines. That's an error. As you see, Howell had to circle back on this ball, hit toward the hole. And he gloved it, but on the exchange, he couldn't come up with it. So an error on Howell, and there are 2 men on, nobody out. Here is the left-handed hitting Ennis. He doubled in his last at-bat. Part of that 2-run fourth for the Aggies. We'll see if Ennis swings away here with runners on first and second and nobody out. He squares around, rather, and bunts it to third. Not a good bunt. Estrada goes to first anyway. A good decision, and there is 1 down. That was a bad bunt. That was hit really hard at the third base, on the third base side. Estrada, if he had wanted to, could have tried to go to second for the force, but he wisely went to first as Peterson has pretty good speed, and it was no sure thing to get that runner at second. So 2 men on, second and third for the Aggies. And here is Mingus. Again, the Wolverine infield will come in, trailing 3-0. New Mexico State does not need a base hit to score a run. A swing and a foul high and off to the right. A fastball at 84 miles an hour. Mingus walked last inning. He also walked in the second. The senior's hitting .379. 3 home runs, 29 men batted home. An RBI chance here for him. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Carr from the set. Here it comes. A swing and a line drive, base hit into right field. Carranza will score. Peterson will hold it third as the throw comes home to Sims, and it is 4-0 Aggies. It's a great job by Mingus, just going the other way. You see here a ball on the outside. Didn't try to pull it. So he picks up RBI number 30. And here is William. Still a man at third, just 1 out. And the bullpen still quiet for Utah Valley. A bloop single, an error, a sacrifice bunt, and an RBI single here in the 5th for the Aggies. Williams singled back in the 2nd. He laid down a sacrifice in the 4th. He is 1 for 1 officially. Carr comes home. A fastball in there on the outside corner, called for a strike. You see Williams, the left-handed hitter, getting the sign from the third base coach. The Aggies are without their head coach tonight, Brian Green. He's been suspended for 2 games, tonight and tomorrow. The 0-1 from Carr. A fastball misses up and in, and it's 1-1. Yeah, you see the third base coach down there as Green, I believe at third base, by the way, that is Terry Davis. But Brian Green, the head coach for New Mexico State, he was here during batting practice but then had to take off as he is suspended. He got into it with an umpire on Tuesday night in Albuquerque as Carr misses just off the plate outside. It's 2-1 to Williams. A New Mexico State runner had come around third trying to score, and the umpire had said that the third base coach had interfered, that he had touched the runner, which is against the rules. He had called him out. So Green disagreed, got into it. The WAC took a report from the umpire, I'm sure. They settled on a 2-game suspension. Here comes the 2-1, a swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Fastball on the outer half. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mingus is at first base. He singled. Peterson is at third. He reached on a Trevor Howell fielding error. Top of the 5th, 4-0 Aggies. Carr set. The 2-2. A swing and a liner down the right field line. That's going to fall. In fact, it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Marco plays the carom. 1 run is in. They're going to hold Mingus at third. In there with an RBI double is Williams, and it's 5-0 New Mexico State. Williams pulling that one down the right field line. A breaking ball from Carr that hung up in the zone. RBI number 16 for Williams this season. And now New Mexico State is threatening to break this one wide open. Runners at second and third, still just 1 out for Jimenez. Jimenez has struck out twice tonight as a right-hander begins to get loose in that bullpen for Utah Valley. The pitch to Jimenez is swung on and missed. Kevin McConnell getting loose for the Wolverines. Jimenez, a left-handed hitter, facing the righty on the mound. He's just trying to put the ball in play here, particularly a pop fly with the infield in. The 1-strike offering. A swing, and there's that fly ball. That'll score a run most likely. Beltran coming in, right center field. He makes the grab. Tagging at third is Mingus. Here comes the throw. It is cut off, and it's 6-0 Aggies. RBI number 5 for Jimenez, getting just his 8th start tonight. And right now you're seeing why New Mexico State, in part, is in first place. These are not balls that have been absolutely scorched, just making the right play, situational hitting. So now 2 away, back to the top of the order for the Aggies. It is Betrell, the first pitch to him. Change up on the outside corner, taken for a strike. Betrell, he's had a nice night. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI single. He has also reached and scored back in the third. He reached on an error. 2 errors tonight for the Wolverines. They have been costly. 1-strike pitch, a fastball misses away, and it's 1-1. Well, we mentioned tomorrow night, game 2 of this series, a 6 p.m. start. It will be Paxton Schultz going for Utah Valley. It is a special night at the ballpark. If you come out at 5 p.m., an hour early, there will be an Easter egg hunt. for Ryan Pickens and all the kids. A ball misses down and away. I can make that joke because Ryan right now is enjoying some chicken tenders and he cannot defend himself. That was a low blow, Ryan. I apologize. Ryan has his basket all ready to go. Pastel color. Very festive. The 2-1 pitch. A fastball. This is outside. We have seen that pitch called a strike tonight. It's been a little inconsistent up and down, but Dwayne Finley has given the corner. 3-1 now to Buttrell. A man at second, 2 outs, 6-0 Aggies. Jake Carr, the starter, has thrown over 100 pitches. Here it comes, a swing and a foul back. A challenge fastball, and the count is full. This inning all began with a little bloop into right field, followed by an error. Since then, a sacrifice bunt and a couple base hits, as well as a sacrifice fly on top of it. Now time taken. On top, Carr ready to go. A swing and another foul. Fastball, belt high. The Buttrell fouls back to the screen. Just a tad late on it. Buttrell this season hitting .413. He's hitting .419 with runners on base, I should say. A .531 on base plus slugging. Here we go, another 3-2 pitch. A swing and a pop fly down the right field line, twisting foul. Marco giving chase, and they will run out of room. I say they, Hayes and Hall, I beg your pardon, down there as well. So a good battle ensuing between Buttrell and Carr.
I'm judging by the reaction, and I've popped on now to defend myself, Jordan. I don't have an Easter egg basket at home, and that's not an invitation for you to bring one for me tomorrow.
I'm bringing one. I might as well bring 2, Ryan. I'll be out there on the berm. Three and 2. A swing and a pop fly, shallow left field. It'll be Howell, the shortstop. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. The Aggies plate 3, though. They leave a man stranded. It will be Matson, Estrada, and Sims in the last half of the 5th. 6-0, New Mexico State.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
You see the Wasatch Mountains on the television side, looming beyond left and center field. A beautiful night for baseball here in Orem. Utah Valley trailing 6-0 as we begin the last of the 5th inning. There is Matson heading to the plate. Just his second at bat tonight. The Wolverines have had a few base runners, but have not been able to advance anyone past second.
It's been a tough night offensively for the Wolverines, as you know, you got to give Whittlesey a lot of credit. He has pitched well. He's come up with the pitches he's needed to get the outs in those important times right here, and we'll kind of see here with Jordan right now. I don't know what adjustment Utah Valley really needs to make at this point. I would say maybe make Whittlesey work a little bit more. He's only at 57 pitches.
Indeed, the Wolverines, and part of that, the Wolverines need base runners. The pitch to Matson, a swing and a high fly ball, but well fouled down the right field line. We have a couple defensive changes for New Mexico State. Ennis moves over to center field. The one strike pitch to Matson is hit foul. Coming into the game in right field, it will be Daniel Head. So we'll have to check and make sure. That's all we have, but I believe that is the extent of the changes. So that's interesting, as a fastball misses low and away, 1-2 to Matson. Betrell popped up to end the top half of this inning, and we didn't see him, or I didn't notice him limping or anything to come out of the ball game. Betrell is one of their studs. The 1-2 pitch. Slider misses down and away. It's 2-2 to Matson. Matson grounded into a 3-6-3 double play back in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Whittlesey with the 2-2, a swing and a pop-up, shallow center field. Ennis was playing very deep. He comes sprinting in, he makes the grab, and there's one away. The Wolverines have allowed, or excuse me, I should say Whittlesey has allowed the leadoff man to reach base just once tonight. Here is Estrada. He struck out back in the third inning.
And for New Mexico State, Jordan, this is the kind of bounce-back outing you want to see from Whittlesey after he got roughed up a little bit against Northern Colorado last week. To come back and get this kind of an outing at this point in the season when you're going to that final month, if you're New Mexico State, that's a very big month, because of the fact that you're going to be competing for, you know, a top spot. And there's a big difference when it comes to the conference tournament, Jordan, being in that 1 or 2 spot where you get that first round bye compared to being that number 3.
Indeed. New Mexico State just hitting their stride. A fastball, or they hope so, a fastball is inside at 87 miles an hour to Estrada. The Wolverines, they have a tough conference schedule remaining. Bakersfield, California Baptist, Sac State, and UT Rio Grande Valley. And I think the Vaqueros have really surprised some people this season. As the ball misses away to Estrada, it's 2-1.
They've played good baseball all year. They've have a couple of nice non-conference wins. They have a couple of non-conference close wins, especially in those in-state games this year. I think they've definitely surprised some people compared to where a lot of people thought in those in-state games down in Texas. Baseball being kind of one of the hotbeds for Texas there.
That ball misses low. It is 3-1, I believe. Was that called a strike? Did Dwayne Finley call that one a strike at the knees? He may have. The Vaqueros, they had a chance, in fact, to beat Texas earlier this year, and thanks to a controversial call, the Longhorns prevailed. Here's a fly ball into left center field. Moving to his left is Carranza near the new center fielder Ennis, but it's Carranza who puts it away, 2 down.
Stepping up to the plate for the Wolverines, number 13, the catcher, Drew Sims.
So here is Sims with the bases empty. Tonight, the Vaqueros, they are currently trailing California Baptist 5-2. That game in the bottom of the 6th. Down in the heart of Texas. Sims, a right-handed batter. The pitch to him. Curveball misses inside.
Yeah, you take a look at some of the opponents. They opened the year against number 16 Oklahoma State. They only took one game in that, Jordan, but they nearly almost found a way to win that series, losing game 3, 3-1. They've just played some really good teams down there in the state of Texas. So
the 1-0 to Sims is down low, 2-0. Drew Sims has the Wolverines' lone base hit tonight. He singled through the right side back in the third inning. He eventually was stranded at second base. Drew has been such a terrific defensive catcher for Utah Valley, a sophomore. There's a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1 to him. Should Sims reach, it would be Cody Hall. 6-0, New Mexico State. We're in the last of the fifth inning. Bases empty, 2 down. The pitch, a swing and a liner. That's going to go over the head of Ennis. Still going back. Finally reaches up and makes the grab on the track. So Sims gives it a ride, but Ennis ultimately tracks it down. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Aggies leading the Wolverines 6-0.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends.
Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
New pitcher on for the Wolverines. It'll be right-hander Kevin McConnell. McConnell on the year, no record so far. He's made 7. This will be appearance number 7. He's gone 6 2/3, allowed 7 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, walked 4, struck out 5. He's got a 5.40 ERA. We haven't seen a ton of McConnell. So I'm being asked here in this situation, Jordan, to come in the ballgame, and then you look at who's coming up. 2, 3, and 4, Ortiz, Gonzalez, and Carranza. Not an easy part of the lineup to navigate here for McConnell, but right here you just would like to see if you could find a way to get 3 up, 3 down, and kind of get in a groove as a pitcher.
Yeah, we saw McConnell on Tuesday night against Utah. He pitched a clean 8th inning. He retired the Utes 1-2-3, so Eric Matson liked what he saw and is giving him another shot on the mound tonight. McConnell, a redshirt freshman out of Walnut Creek, California. He will face 2, 3, and 4, so he gets the big boys in the Aggie lineup. First pitch curveball in there for a called strike. Ortiz is the batter. He singled in his last at bat. He's also walked and struck out. He is 1 for 2 officially. And you said it, Ryan. McConnell getting a shot here and just trying to keep this game within reach for the Wolverines. The pitch, a swing and a slow roller to the right side. Hall charges, gloves it, throws on the run, and he got him. 1 away. Good pitch by McConnell. Getting inside, jamming Ortiz, and here is Gonzalez.
That's a spot right there where there's just not much you can do as a hitter there. That's a pitch I personally believe unless there's 2 strikes, you're taking that.
Carranza swings at the first pitch and hits it into center field. Beltran started back on it, now coming in. He will make the grab on the run. So Beltran misread that off the bat, but his speed makes up for it, and they're quickly 2 away. So Gonzalez is retired. Here is Carranza. As you see, Beltran breaking back to his left initially, but then tracking it down. McConnell working from the stretch with the bases empty. Carranza blooped a single into right field last inning, and that started a 3-run rally for New Mexico State as the right-handed hitter takes a strike. Carranza on the year hitting .360, 14 home runs. McConnell set at the waist, the pitch, a swing and a high fly ball into center field. Beltran is under it, he's got it, and Kevin McConnell retires the heart of this New Mexico State order in order. A nice job by the redshirt freshman. We head to the last of the 6th inning. The Aggies lead it 6-0.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from DNA analysis to animal behavior, there is a place for you at UVU. A place to rise, to engage, to succeed, to become.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You see Brock Whittlesey, the right-hander on the mound for New Mexico State. He has been fantastic. 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's thrown just 71 pitches, and the Wolverines have not had a base runner advance past second base. Tonight, Cody Hall will try to change that here. He leads off the inning for the Wolverines. Utah Valley trailing 6-0. Work to be done. Hall trying to become the first leadoff man for Utah Valley to reach base tonight. Working from the stretch with the bases empty. A fastball misses up high for ball 1. And Ryan, Whittlesey does not overpower you with velocity.
No, you have to give Whittlesey credit. He's not going to get a ton of strikeouts, but he has put pitches in locations that have just been tough pitches for Utah Valley to hit.
Here's a ground ball to third. Mingus gloves it on 1 hop, throws to first, and there's 1 away. Hall is 0 for 2 tonight.
He's done a lot of what he did right there. He's pitched to a lot of contact, and he's got the Wolverine hitters really to hit a lot of these balls right at people. And got to give him a lot of credit. He's limited the free passes. And so on a night like tonight where Utah Valley, that's usually what you would try to rely on maybe to get something going, is maybe find a way to draw a walk or have a guy get hit by a pitch, something to kind of jumpstart the offense. And Whittlesey just hasn't given the Wolverines that tonight.
Top of the order, Howell takes a ball inside. He's 0 for 1. He walked to lead off the game. He was ultimately caught stealing to end that first inning. One out, base is empty. Whittlesey throws a swing and a liner down the left field line. That's going to fall, a base hit. Carranza over to cut it off. He juggles it. Howell digging for second. The throw is not in time. A 1-out double for Trevor Howell, the first extra base hit of the night for Utah Valley. And Trevor Howell stays hot. Not a tremendously hard hit ball as you see the television replay, but a little more than a looping liner down that left field line.
Nonetheless, he's a guy that you really, I feel like if you're the Wolverines and you're going to try to see if you can make a run to the WAC tournament, he's a guy that really needs to get hot for you. And if he can stay hot, that'd be great for this Utah Valley offense.
So here's Beltran, the part of the lineup that you want up there to rally. Beltran 0 for 2 tonight. He has flied out and struck out. The pitch. And a slider misses outside, ball 1. Well, you mentioned, Ryan, that Whittlesey is pitching to contact tonight. A lot of that has to do with trusting your defense, and New Mexico State, in regards to making the fewest errors in the conference, has been the best defensive team in the WAC this year. Here's a pop-up into shallow right field. It's going to be Gonzalez calling off the right fielder Head, and Beltran is retired for the second out of the 6th inning. New Mexico State has made just 30 errors this season. That leads the WAC. In comparison, Utah Valley has made 52 errors. Two more have come tonight. The Wolverines are third worst in that category in the conference.
And the tough part with that, you might go, okay, well, that's going to be somewhere maybe 1 or 2 errors a ball game, but depending on the time and the situation those errors happen, like let's say bases loaded and a throwing error past the first baseman that would have gotten you out of the inning, 2 runs score, that becomes a costly error, and those add up over the course of the season.
Ball in the dirt to Eastburn, ball 1. And even if we look at errors that don't come back to cost you runs in that particular inning, if you make an error, that means more pitches for the guy on the mound. And that means he has to work harder, has to come out of the game possibly earlier. And also it just erodes again that trust that the pitcher has in his defense, whether it's consciously or even subconsciously. If you know guys are going to make plays behind you, your challenge on the mound is a little less daunting as a strike is in there 1-1 to Eastburn. The Wolverine left fielder tonight is lined out to left and walked. 1 man on, 2 men out. The Wolverines just trying to get on the board. Whittlesey comes home. A fastball at the knees called for strike 2. Eastburn has been swinging the bat well this season. Hitting .347 in 75 at-bats. 10 RBIs. The 1-2. A swing and a chopper foul on the first base side. Trevor Howell, you see him on your screen. He would score on a base hit to the outfield with 2 outs and the outfield playing deep. Wolverines trying to chip away at this 6-0 Aggie lead. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Whittlesey set. Checks the runner at second. Now he comes home. Curveball just misses off the outside. A good-looking 1-2 pitch from Whittlesey. A better take by Eastburn. Should Eastburn reach, it would be Alexander Marco. Lights beginning to take full effect here at UCCU Ballpark on a calm, warm evening. Beautiful shot on the television side behind home plate. Swing and a miss from Eastburn. A nasty slider down in the zone from Whittlesey, and the inning is over. Howell doubles, but he's stranded there. We head to the 7th inning. New Mexico State leading the Wolverines 6-0.
Did you know that over 43 million Americans struggle with mental health problems annually?
43 million.
That's 1 in 5 adults.
Did you know that there's 1 death by suicide in the United States every 12 minutes?
Did you know that suicide takes the lives of over 40,000 Americans each year?
Over 40,000 mothers,
Fathers,
daughters,
sons, brothers,
sisters, and friends. Did you know that you can help reverse this trend?
If you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness, don't keep it to yourself.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Well, for the Wolverines, a bad moon rising. They trail 6-0 as we begin the 7th inning. That is a beautiful shot of the full moon beyond the Wasatch Mountains, as Kevin McConnell delivers a first pitch fastball that misses outside. He will face Peterson, Ennis, and Mingus here in the 7th. And with the play-by-play, here is Ryan Pickens.
1 ball and no strikes the count on Tristan Peterson, and the 1-0 pitch settles in at the knees for a called strike, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Peterson's flown out, grounded out, and reached on an error tonight for New Mexico State. A 1-1 pitch on its way. There's a curveball that settles outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike, the count on Tristan Peterson. Top of the 7th inning, 6-0 lead for New Mexico State. The Aggies have found a way to score runs in the middle innings as this slow curveball settles in for a strike, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It wasn't the big offensive display with a lot of runs so far tonight for New Mexico State. It's just been some timely hitting, and Peterson sends that one foul. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and some good situational hitting from New Mexico State has really put them in a good position tonight. It's a couple of sacrifice flies there, moving some base runners over with a couple of sacrifice bunts. The 2-2 pitch, and Peterson lines this one into right center field for a base hit. He'll take a turn around first base, and it'll be a leadoff single here to start the 7th inning here for New Mexico State. That will bring up Logan Ennis, the new, as we see here, Kevin McConnell.
Aggies, number 36, center fielder Logan
That pitch
Ennis.
catching most of the plate there. And Tristan Peterson able to find a way with the base hit. Logan Ennis has grounded out, doubled, and had a sacrifice bunt in his last plate appearance. Started the game in right field, now playing center field here for New Mexico State. The first pitch on its way, a slow curveball that settles outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Logan Ennis. Double play depth up the middle here for for Utah Valley. No outs and a runner on first, and the 1-0 pitch misses outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Utah Valley going to get a left-hander throwing up in the bullpen. Right here for the Wolverines as McConnell struggling with command here in the 7th. The 2-0 pitch misses high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. As you see Blake Zeleny, the left-hander, up in the bullpen for the Wolverines. 3 balls and no strikes the count here on Logan Ennis. The 3-0 pitch settles in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 3-1 on Logan Ennis. Tristan Peterson, the runner over at first, started the inning off with a base hit. McConnell will have to come over the plate here, and the pitch right on the outside corner but misses for ball 4. And New Mexico State threatening again here, the first 2 batters aboard here, and that will bring up the third baseman Eric Mingus. Mingus has been aboard on all 3 of his at-bats, has walked twice, scored 2 runs, including an RBI single in his last at-bat back in the 5th inning. McConnell laboring here in the 7th inning. Mingus also made a nice diving play at third base earlier in the ball game, but had a tough time, couldn't turn the double play. Top of the 7th inning, 6-0 lead for New Mexico State. Runners on at first and second, nobody out. And the first pitch to Mingus, bunt shown. He lays it down the third baseline. It's going to be a tough play. Estrada is going to field it, no throw. An infield bunt single for Mingus as he just put the perfect spin right there on the bunt and just put it in the middle of no man's land and able to use his speed to get out there. Estrada, as we see here on the replay, just one of those bunts, he just took it right where it came from. By the time anybody had a chance to get there, it was going to make a tough play, and just no throw really even needed there from Utah Valley.
Exactly, and that's a wise play by Estrada, just to eat it rather than we've seen at times this year the Wolverines trying to do a little too much, trying to maybe throw that one and it gets out of hand. But the Wolverines will come in once again with the bases loaded here, trailing 6-0.
Trevor Howell and Drew Sims will come out for the Wolverines right now. Bases full of Aggies, nobody out, top of the 7th inning. This is probably, looking at the New Mexico State offense, this is probably their biggest threat of the evening to put up a big crooked number. And we'll see here Braden Williams standing in. He's got a single, an RBI double, and a sacrifice And now Eric Madsen's going to come out of the dugout here. And we'll see with the left-hander at the plate if we don't see a pitching change here to go to the left-hander who's throwing down in the bullpen. This is a big part of the left-handed heavy part of the lineup for New Mexico State.
It is, and for New Mexico State, the game-winning run of sorts is coming to the plate. Of course, after 7, the 10-run rule comes into play. A team leading by 10 runs or more after 7 innings, they win that one. So we'll see if this is a stalling tactic by Eric Madsen. It is. They're going to go to Zeleny.
So we'll see here as Zeleny will come in the ball game here from the bullpen. We'll take a break on UVU TV and we'll get the numbers on the new Utah Valley pitcher. You're watching Utah Valley Baseball on UVU TV.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it. Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You've got to come and see it in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
Blake Zeleny, the new left-hander on for Utah Valley. He will inherit a bases-loaded situation. For Zeleny on the year, this will be his 14th appearance. He has thrown 15 innings. That's a 7.20 earned run average, 15 walks to 10 strikeouts. We saw him on Tuesday up at Utah, so he had a tough time throwing some strikes up against the Utes. He'll try to remedy that here. As New Mexico State, they're looking for a big inning.
And right now, it has the makings of a big inning here in the top of the 7th inning. Bases are full of Aggies right here. We want to remind you to stay tuned for our post-game show where we'll have our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game with 41 years of experience. Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. So Braden Williams will stand in the box here. Utah Valley will bring the infield in, and right now another couple of runs here for New Mexico State puts this one almost indefinitely out of reach, especially tonight with the way that Whittlesey has pitched. This problem might be out of reach right now with the way Brock Whittlesey's been pitching so far. But a couple of more runs will be back-breaking for the Wolverines. Here's Braden Williams, 2 hits on the night for the New Mexico State catcher. First pitch, high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Williams. Tristan Peterson running at third. Logan Ennis running at second, and Eric Mingus over at first. Great speed on the base paths. A ball in the gap here may clear the bases. 1 ball and no strikes the count. And the pitch on its way. This one high and for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes, which is going to put Zeleny in the tough position of having to come over the plate here to Williams, who on the year's hitting .284, 2 home runs, has knocked in 16 RBIs, only in 67 at-bats. Ready to go here. 2 balls and no strikes. Zeleny set on the mound, comes in. That one high and inside, ball 3. And the count moves to 3-0 here on Braden Williams.
So obviously Eric Madsen going with Zeleny. You get to face the lefty on lefty, but obviously that doesn't matter much if you can't hit the zone. Zeleny has to come in here, and obviously Williams will probably be taking all the way. We'll see.
No place to put Braden Williams here. The 3-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle for a strike, and it's 3-1 here on Williams. Still a great hitter's count for the New Mexico State catcher. I think Braden Williams, the starting catcher, I think checking with home plate umpire there, Dwayne Finley, and saying, hey, is that one, just that one there? Okay, sounds good.
Top of the zone. All right.
The 3-1 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be fouled away, rolled slowly over towards the third base coach's box, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Braden Williams. You'll see that oftentimes where the hitter will say, hey, top of the zone, was that the outside corner? Just checking to see where that's going to be. Sometimes you have to be careful with that, though.
Well, and Williams, he knows the zone better than anybody out there. He's been behind the plate for 6 innings.
Here's a 3-2 pitch on its way low, and outside ball 4. That will walk in a run as Peterson will score from third, and it is 7-0 New Mexico State.
That's really just the one thing you don't want to do if you're Zeleny. You want to make Williams beat you. Instead, gift another run, and the bases are still loaded.
As Kevin Jimenez will come to the plate. Jimenez has struck out twice and flown out to center. So maybe the hitter you want, as Daniel Head has moved into the on-deck circle. He came in to play right field. So he'll hit for Buttrell here as that one misses outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Head came in as a defensive replacement, we should say. So just making it official that he's going to fill that spot in the lineup. Jimenez standing in here for New Mexico State. 1 ball and no strikes. Zeleny only's thrown the 1 strike here since coming in. And the pitch on its way. There's a strike on the outside corner, and it evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez had a nice situational at bat back in the 5th inning, hitting one to center field, a sacrifice fly that brought in a run.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count on Jimenez. They bring the infield in, ready to go from the stretch. Zeleny ready to go here. Bases full for New Mexico State. The pitch, fastball, misses high, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike as a right-hander begins to throw in the Utah Valley bullpen. Down the third baseline, the Wolverines, the home team here at their home ballpark, occupying the third base dugout.
Yeah, that's Fabian Palacios getting loose down there.
2 balls and a strike, ready to go, and the pitch right on the outside corner and misses. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
Zeleny just does not look real comfortable right now as you take a look at Palacios. 3-1 has to come in, obviously. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Jimenez.
We haven't seen a ton of Fabian Palacios this year, but he could be called on here to pitch tonight against New Mexico State. Zeleny right here is going to have to come over the plate to Jimenez with the bases loaded. And the 3-1 pitch on its way, misses high, ball 4. That will walk in a run. It's 8-0 New Mexico State as Ennis will score from third. Mingus will go to third, Williams to second.
Well, now you're going to have Head come up, his first at bat of the game, but it's a red alert out there right now for Palacios to get ready. Zeleny just can't find the strike zone. Altogether, there have been 3 walks in this inning.
Daniel Head, 4 hits and 18 at-bats, hitting 188, and Payson Hayes will come in now from first base and have a quick word here with Zeleny. This is the part of the lineup you really don't want to get into too much when you get past Head. Then you have to deal with Ortiz, Gonzalez, Carranza, and then it would be back to Tristan Peterson.
And that's what makes those walks so bad. If you're Zeleny, that's not to say Williams and Jimenez can't hit, they can. But it's the bottom of the order. Those are guys that you got to challenge because the guys up top are going to beat you more times than not.
2 hits and 3 walks here. The 5 batters that have hit for New Mexico State. Here's the pitch to Head, and he gets a first pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1. It's no balls and a strike on Head. Head, a 5'11" redshirt junior from Granite Falls, Washington. Started his collegiate career at Everett Community College. Up there deep in the heart of the Pacific Northwest. The pitch, Head swings through it. No balls and 2 strikes on Head.
Everett is a minor league hockey team, and they have a rock band It's an 8-0 game. I'm going to get into this, Ryan. They have a rock band that plays in between periods. Maybe something we may want to incorporate here at the ballpark.
The 0-2 pitch, swung out and missed. Strike 3, a big strikeout there of Head. And there's one away here in the 7th inning. And that's going to bring up Joey Ortiz.
Next up for the
And that's just a nice pitch right there. He got him with the breaking ball.
Yeah, curveball right there on the outside from Zeleny. And that's a nice job by Blake. You walk 2 guys with the bases loaded. Your head could be in the wrong place right there, but he battles back. And now at least has 1 down in this inning, and the middle infield can move back.
First pitch on its way. I think he went back to I think that was the changeup that misses outside for a ball. 1 to Ortiz. 1 ball and no strikes. I believe, I could be wrong, but I want to say that hockey team up there is the Silver Tips. And I got it right.
That's exactly what it is. I'm just saying in between innings, if a Bon Jovi cover band's playing on the plaza level here, that's selling tickets, my friend.
The 1-0 pitch is there for a ball. I think that needs to go on the ideal wall.
That's right. Get the Post-it note out.
2 balls and no strikes to count here on Ortiz.
Well, 8-0 if you're just joining us. This is a big at-bat for New Mexico State. That run at second base, the 10th run, would mean that the Wolverines would need to pick up a run of their own in the last half of this inning or the game would be over. New Mexico State threatening to 10-run rule Utah Valley.
The 2-0 pitch over for a strike. And it's 2 balls and a strike here on Ortiz. Ortiz being patient here in the at-bat, making Utah Valley come over the plate. That one almost hit Ortiz, but missed him for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike here on Ortiz. Nick Gonzalez waiting on deck. And if you're Utah Valley, you really don't want to face Gonzalez with the bases loaded. As you see Eric Mingus running at third base, Braden Williams at second, and Kevin Jimenez running over at first. Zeleny ready to go on the mound. Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way. Swung on, popped up, and sent foul. And the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Ortiz.
Well, on the out-of-town scoreboard, it is the top of the 5th in Bakersfield, and the runners are coming back. Northern Colorado led that game 5-0. It is now 5-4 Bears.
That'd be a big win for Northern Colorado to go. That's a big series in the perspective of trying to get up into that 6th place area of the conference and just trying to get into the conference tournament. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Ortiz. From the stretch, ready to go. Zeleny comes in, and Ortiz lines this one down the left field line. Scoring on the play will be Mingus. Here comes Williams. To third is going to be Jimenez as the ball comes in and it goes up over the glove there of Trevor Howell, and it is now 10-0. New Mexico State, 2-run double down the line there for Ortiz.
See here, just a ball knee high. Ortiz, a great job jumping out in front of the breaking ball on the inner half and lining it down the left field line. And that will do it for Blake Zeleny.
So we'll have a pitching change here at the ballpark. 4 runs in for New Mexico State. The Aggies still have 1 out and a couple of runners on the base paths with Nick Gonzalez coming up after the break here on UVU TV.
10-0, New Mexico State leading. There's Fabian Palacios taking his warm-up tosses. Palacios has been hurt nearly this entire season. The only appearance he has had was back on February 18th at Fresno State. He went a third of an inning, gave up 2 earned runs. So Palacios back healthy, and he's getting a shot here in the late innings with the Aggies comfortably in front.
Won't be easy for Palacios, who will face Nick Gonzalez, arguably one of the best hitters in the Western Athletic Conference this year. As Gonzalez, I would imagine, is going to get a lot of talk for WAC Player of the Year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even think it's arguable. He is one of the top hitters in the country. He has just been unbelievable this season.
So with 1 out, 4 runs in for the Aggies. Runners will be on second and third. It's going to be Kevin Jimenez running over at third base. Out at second, it will be Ortiz following his 2-run double, and Nick Gonzalez will be the hitter. And this is one of those situations where you may see Utah Valley maybe try to be very careful and selective what they give Gonzalez here. Gonzalez has flown out 3 times and has a sacrifice fly back in the third inning that brought home the game's first run. Palacios will step off here in the 7th. So now Utah Valley in the bottom half of the inning is going to have to try to score at least 1 to keep this ball game going. And the pitch on its way to Gonzalez. He fouls this one back and rolls it to the backstop, and snowballs in a strike. The Wolverines will have Alexander Marco, Payson Hayes, and Mick Madsen, 4, 5, and 6 coming up. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Nick Gonzalez. Take a look at Fabian Palacios. Ready to go here from stretch the pitch. This one in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count here on Fabian Palacios. Or here on Nick Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, who we were talking about, came into the ballgame batting .454. He has not killed the Wolverines tonight. Has just the 1 RBI on a sacrifice fly. He could do some serious damage here, though.
Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way to Gonzalez. He swings and hits that one the other way, but foul back almost onto the, just past onto the road there that passes beyond the stadium.
Another out-of-town score. Seattle and Grand Canyon are tied at 3. That game in the top of the 3rd inning down in Phoenix. GCU tied with the Wolverines for 5th place in the WAC. They do hold the tiebreaker, the Lopes do.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Gonzalez. The pitch, this one blocked in the dirt. The count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Gonzalez. And that's where those tiebreakers and those series really become big to try to win. You'd love to have the tiebreaker with as many teams as you can in case of a tie. For Utah Valley right now, that's the difference between you being in 4th and being really right now in 6th when it comes to the tournament seeding. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home, and that one's lined into left field for a base hit. Scoring on the play will be Jimenez. They'll stop the runner at third, Ortiz, and it's 11-0 New Mexico State. The second RBI of the night for Nick Gonzalez. And the 9th man to come to the plate here in the inning will be Tristan Carranza.
You only need to answer one.
Carranza will hit here with runners on the corners with 1 away. And unless a double play is turned, New Mexico State will bat around here in the 7th. As Gonzalez there, you can just see that pure swing that Nick Gonzalez has. Right here, as you see the RBI single on replay. Carranza has a single, been hit by a pitch, struck out, and has flown out. This time he tucks one just foul down the line past the diving Paul Estrada. By looks of it up here, it looked like it went over the bag. The home plate umpire has the better look at it, though.
Yeah, that third base umpire, he's over in front of second base, and that one just foul. Called by Dwayne Finley at home plate.
No balls and a strike here on Carranza. That one about 6 inches the other direction, and that is a fair ball down the line, bringing home another run. Runners on the corners for New Mexico State. The 0-1 pitch on its way to home, and Carranza sends this one to right. Going back is Marco, going back, and that ball is going to be gone. A 3-run homer there for Tristan Carranza, and this one's been blown wide open here in the 7th. That is Carranza's 15th home run of the year for New Mexico State.
And some opposite field power.
And that will bring up Tristan Peterson. Not an easy home run, but they're taking advantage of the short porch down the right field line. And that one I just don't think got out by very much.
Now right under the frontage road, Marco runs out of room.
The first pitch to Tristan Peterson misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. No action in the Utah Valley bullpen. This is Fabian Palacios' ball game. That one swung out and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike here on Tristan Peterson. However, when you look at his box score, he'll only get charged with 2 of those runs. The other one will go there to Zeleny. That one swung on, popped up, down the line into foul territory. That they'll run out of room there as it hits off the top of one of the sheds down the right field line. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Tristan Peterson. So now Utah Valley, well, they're going to need multiple runs to even send this ball game to the 8th inning. They're going to need at least 5 runs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Tristan Peterson. Palacios kicks and delivers the 1-2 pitch, and that one's hit again the other way. Marco will give it a look, but he'll run out of room. And it'll be a long strike there for Peterson, but the count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Tristan Peterson.
And you assume Brock Whittlesey, the starter, will be back out on the mound for New Mexico State, looking to go the 7-inning complete game. You know, Utah Valley was in this ball game in the early innings.
The 1-2 pitch on its way, fastball stays high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, it just those walks, those things that we've talked about throughout the year, Jordan, that really plagued Utah Valley has been those walks in the big inning. The 2-2 pitch, and there's a breaking ball, just never breaks for ball 3, and the count goes full 3-2. An 8-run 7th inning here for New Mexico State with 3 walks.
Yeah, this inning is a good example of how small things can lead to bigger things. A single, then a walk, a bunt, then 2 more walks with the bases loaded, and eventually these Aggie hitters are going to punish you.
There's a long, again, another ball that was sent foul down the line, and Alexander Marco just ran out of room. 3 balls and 2 strikes still, the count here on Tristan Peterson. He started the 7th inning off with a base hit. Has scored 2 runs for New Mexico State in the ball game. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way home. Swung out and missed. Strike 3, and Fabian Palacios gets the strikeout. And there's 2 away here in the 7th, and that will bring Logan Ennis to the plate. And that's a nice strikeout there for Palacios.
Yeah, up in the zone, got Peterson to chase. And for Palacios, that feels good. I don't care what the score is. You've been injured all year. To strike somebody out, get back out there, get into the rhythm of things.
Logan Ennis takes high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here. And here's the 1-0 pitch on its way. Fastball stays high above the belt, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The count on Logan Ennis.
Oh, we've seen Palacio feature that fastball tonight. He's also used the curveball. At times, the curveball has been good. If he could command that pitch.
That's a line drive into right center field. That is going to sit down and roll to the wall. Ennis around first, heading into second. Marco with the relay throw, and Ennis will be standing up on second with his second double of the night. This one with 2 outs in the 7th inning to bring up Eric Mingus.
And that's a fastball that just caught the heart of the plate, belled high, and Ennis won't miss many of those.
Next up for the Aggies,
and with 2 outs, Mingus will come to the plate, who's been aboard in all 4 of his at-bats. Walked twice with 2 base hits, and has scored 3 runs.
Just to finish that thought, if Palacios could command that curveball and locate the fastball, that would be a really nice 1-2 punch for him going forward.
Palacios here working from the stretch, the senior from Mesa, Arizona. And the pitch there gets in there for strike one. It's an 0-1 count here on Eric Mingus. Palacios started his college career at Scottsdale Community College before coming up here to Orem. No balls and a strike, the count on Mingus. Palacios working from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and this one swung on, popped up. Playable on the infield for Cody Hall, the second baseman, will wait under it, and he'll make the catch, and the 7th inning comes to an end. But we've been waiting for that Aggie offense to explode, and they did. An 8-run 7th inning here at New Mexico State, leading Utah Valley 14-0. The last chance for the Wolverines. They need some runs here on UVU TV.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, and it was Brock Whittlesey who had a nice long break in the dugout. He's gone 6 innings, only allowed 2 hits, walked 2, 4 strikeouts, only at 83 pitches. We'll see how he adjusts here after the big 8-run 7th inning for New Mexico State, as Alexander Marco will stand in. It will be Marco, Hayes, and Madsen for Utah Valley. The Wolverines need 5 runs here just to send it to the 8th inning. So they got some work to do here, and Whittlesey has been very tough to hit tonight. And the first pitch here to Marco's a ground ball up the middle, sliding, and that one's past Ortiz into center field. And Alexander Marco fell down right as he came around first base. And Marco a little slow to get up there right around first base. We'll take a look at the replay and see what happened as Marco came running down the line. That's the last thing you need right now if you're the Wolverines, is Marco to go down. And he looks like he just got caught in some grass and kind of tripped a little bit there.
Yeah, hopefully it's his ego's hurt more than his knee, as he looks to be okay walking it off. But that's the way it's gone tonight for Utah Valley. Although, for Marco, as you see Beeve Levitt, the trainer out there, making sure he's all right. He seems to be good to go. The Wolverines have a leadoff man on, needing to score 5 to keep this game going.
And they're, I believe, going to pull Alexander Marco out of the ball game. It gives it a look. Marco will run over here to the Utah Valley, or kind of trot over to the Utah Valley dugout right there. And it kind of looked like one of the pads for his brace came undone as he was running down the line. Jake Plakis will come in and run over at first base for Marco. So I'm not sure if maybe that got caught on something as he came around the bag.
Well, and hopefully it's just a precaution, trailing 14-0. They'll take him out as a precaution, and he'll be back tomorrow, you hope. Because he was jogging off the field.
And really, in a ball game right now, when you're trailing this late, it might just be the best thing just to get Jake Plakis in here and not run the risk of aggravating anything. Here's Payson Hayes, been hit by a pitch and struck out. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Payson Hayes. Mick Madsen in the on-deck circle for Utah Valley. The Wolverines really just trying to get some positive momentum to take into tomorrow night's Game 2 of this 3-game series. The 1-0 pitch, this one going to miss low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Payson Hayes. Right here as Jake Plakis running over at first base, being held on by Tristan Peterson. The 3rd hit of the night for Utah Valley on that single from Alexander Marco. From the stretch, Whittlesey Looks in, and the pitch on its way home. Inside and tight, ball 3. And the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes on Payson Hayes. This is where you want to see some good at-bats and an opportunity to maybe get a couple of runs on the board. Something just to end the night on a more positive note. 3 balls and no strikes as some stirring starts to happen in the New Mexico State bullpen. Whittlesey ready to come home, the 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike, and the count moves to 3-1. Sometimes as a pitcher, if you have too long of a break, it can be a negative thing. Your arm goes cold. So we'll see here how Whittlesey handles the 7th inning. You'd want to, if you're a New Mexico State fan, you want to see Whittlesey really end this game on a high note. With how well he's pitched, it'd be a shame to get kind of knocked around here in the 7th as Hayes rolls this one foul. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Payson Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes just trying to keep the line moving. Get something going for the Wolverines. They have not had a runner reach third base tonight.
They had Howell in the 6th on with a double. Then you go back, Ryan Eastburn, a walk in the 4th. They had a couple of runners on back in the 3rd. But that inning in the 3rd was their biggest threat. It was erased with an inning-ending double play. The 3-2 pitch right on the corner for a called strike 3. And Payson Hayes down for the first out of the 7th inning. That is the 5th strikeout for Whittlesey on the night. And that's that corner pitch, Jordan, that we've seen the home plate umpire give to the pitcher all night.
Yeah, it's a good-looking pitch, and Hayes it froze me. I don't think he was looking for the fastball.
So with 1 gone, here's third baseman Mick Madsen. He's grounded into a double play and flown out to center field on the evening. Ready to go on the pitch on its way, and Madsen there, I think, makes contact. I think he wanted to hold up but couldn't, and he fouls the first pitch away. No balls and a strike on Mick Madsen. Madsen, the DH for Utah Valley. Game 2 of this 3-game series tomorrow night at 6 p.m. first pitch here in Orem. And then Saturday, a noontime first pitch. Madsen pulls this one foul. And it's no balls and 2 strikes the count here on Mick Madsen. Jake Plakis, you see him over there running at first base for Alexander Marco. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Utah Valley needing 5 runs to send this one to the 8th inning. Whittlesey ready to go from the stretch. And the 0-2 pitch to Madsen on its way. He's going to slow roll this one down the line. Going to be a tough play. Barehanded by Mingus on the throw. Not in time to get Madsen. It was going to have to take a great throw from Mingus to get Madsen with good speed. And Mingus made the first part really well.
Take a look at Mingus charging this slow roller. He barehands it as you see Madsen hustling up the line. But what a defensive play. And you're right, Ryan, just pulled the runner or pulled the first baseman off the bag, but to barehand that ball and get rid of it so quickly, that was impressive. But the Wolverines have 2 men on with 1 man out.
And here's third baseman Paul Estrada. Estrada, a strikeout victim, and has flown out to left on the evening. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on at first and second. Whittlesey takes a long look at Jake Plakis out at second base. Pitches this one low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Paul Estrada. New Mexico State, I don't think really wants to have to go to the bullpen. Right here. 1 ball and no strikes the count on Estrada. Ready to go. Right here, and the 1-0 pitch. Low and in the dirt for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Paul Estrada.
Unfortunately for Utah Valley, this has been not totally uncommon this season. This will be the 8th time that Utah Valley has given up 14 or more runs in a ballgame in 2019.
And we'll see as we see a right-hander start to get loose down there.
I believe that's Justin Schubert getting loose.
In that New Mexico State bullpen, just in case right here things get a little interesting. The 2-0 pitch to Estrada, that one's over for a called strike, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, if you're the right-hander on the mound, Whittlesey, you just want to keep the ball down, get a ground ball. Of course, Estrada runs well, so it'd have to be hit hard to turn 2.
New Mexico State tonight has turned 2 double plays. Both of them were inning-ending double plays. One of them back in the 2nd inning. The runner at first base, well, Mick Madsen, who was running to first base, was called out due to interference, and Estrada swings through that one. The count moves to 2-2. And that kind of ended any kind of a threat back in the 2nd inning when Utah Valley had a man on with 1 out. The Wolverines kept this one pretty competitive. Even up until this top of the 7th inning, it was still somewhat in reach, but those New Mexico State bats came alive, and that 8-run 7th inning really opened this one up. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way. Fastball outside ball 3, and the count goes to 3-2 on Estrada. Drew Sims in the on-deck circle for Utah Valley. He does have one of the 4 Wolverine base hits tonight. Whittlesey seems to be having to really labor here in the 7th inning. Just doesn't look as calm and as comfortable as he has. And that long break in the dugout may have come back to hurt Whittlesey a little bit tonight. This is pitch number 99, and there's a ground ball to second. This could be 2. They're going to get the out at second for 1. The relay turned to first in time, and that's the ball game. A 4-6-3 double play ends it. And New Mexico State comes up and wins game 1 of this 3-game series by a score of 14-0 here in this one. A tough night for the Wolverine bats, and the pitcher, Brock Whittlesey, just kind of controls the Wolverines here, and they'll do a great job. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, including having our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. This is UVU Baseball on UVU TV.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
Utah Valley loses this one to New Mexico State 14-0, and the Wolverines really struggled at the plate tonight, but the guy that got the only extra base hit, he is our player of the game, right?
Yeah, when you take a look at Drew Sims tonight, not just he had the hit back in the 3rd inning, but then did a great job behind the plate, framed a couple of those early pitches early on in the ball game to really help Jake Carr. When New Mexico State threatened early on, a couple of those pitches that he framed was able to get strike 2, or get the strikeout right there. Drew Sims, our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com.
Well, tonight, Ryan, the Wolverines flirted with danger in the early innings. They escaped mostly unscathed, but ultimately, New Mexico State, the bats come alive and they take game 1.
Well, and that's kind of where we were wondering, at what point were the bats going to come alive? And if you're New Mexico State, it was really when Utah Valley was most vulnerable.
So, New Mexico State wins this 14-0. We'll say goodnight from UCCU Ballpark. For Ryan Pickens, I am Jordan Bianucci, saying goodbye. New Mexico State beats Utah Valley 14-0.